Hello, everybody, and welcome in on part two, or take two, I should say, of this live stream. I had internet issues the previous time and did not get to get it in, but was looking forward to hanging out with my buddies Ryan here and Joe. Definitely love talking some music with both of them. So, how you doing, guys?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Doing perfect. Internet seems to be holding up right now, so that's a really good sign at this point. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yep.
But yeah, I was trying to come up with something kind of clever to name this. Who knows? But if it will stick or not. But I said spins and pickups. We all been listening to some music lately, and all it sounds like getting some cool stuff in, and just thought it'd be kind of fun to take a little break from the movies. We still love them, but to talk about one of our other loves is some music and kind of see what I always love doing these things anyway, because you get a lot of great ideas. Sometimes some stuff you haven't heard of or haven't revisited for a long time, and it's fun to go back and check it out. So, do you both feel like Joe? I know you said you have a strong pickup pile.
Yeah, I have a strong pickup pile and a strong listening pile as well.
Very
But
nice. Ryan, how do you feel your pickups have been the last few months?
Sorry, I was posting to Instagram, letting people know we're live so they can
Thank
join
you,
us.
sir.
Link
Thank you, sir.
in, get in here. I've been, it's been good. There's been a couple new releases came out I picked up. I've been going back and hitting the thrift stores and picked up a few things, and I've been hitting Amazon about once a week and finding deals. I actually purchased 2 more CDs today, and people are like, "Oh, why are you buying CDs?" Because they're CDs.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
But
I still run some CDs, man. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you can find some pretty cheap deals on them too. So
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
well,
go ahead.
oh no, my sentiments exactly. CDs, like Amazon will have 50% off, 60% off CDs. I just bought 2 of them for under $20 that are older CDs that I've had in my collection before, and I wanted them back. So
yeah. No,
Yeah, I
it's
was
fun
gonna
to do.
say it seems like vinyl became a big craze, and then people went to cassettes, and CDs have never really taken off like vinyl did. So you could still find a lot of great deals on CDs right now, and to me, it's the perfect time to buy them before people start getting into those and the prices start going up.
Yeah. It's nice to get grab some of those pretty cheap, and then they still sound great too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, very good.
on
Yeah.
that note, okay. I was thinking about this the other day. We took a road trip over to Louisville, about a 2-hour drive one way, took the kids to the zoo on Saturday. And I was thinking about it. I was like, my first car I had was an 84 Monte Carlo, and I had put in at the time Pioneer had came out with this Premier line, and I saved up like 3 checks in a row and put some speakers in there, just 6x9s in the back and little, I forget what the Monte Carlo had in the front, like 4x6s or something like that, and it sounded good. Of course, at that time, what do you do when you're young and you got like hard music in there? You crank it to 12. And I was driving down the highway, and a song, I rip all my stuff to my hard drive so I can play it through my car now. And a song came on that I used to play all the time. And I could actually now understand actually what they were saying, because I actually have a decent system in the car. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's what they were saying the whole time, not.
Mhm.
or I would have like the loose trim pieces in my car rattling or something like that.
Yes.
You'd hear just like rattles and stuff from it, but you wouldn't hear the music too well.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
that
nice.
that
It's just
I would
nice
say
to
that.
hear stuff like new again, even though it's old. But as an older person, actually with the volume down, things equalize actually properly. You get a new appreciation of stuff, and CD definitely has that cleaner sound in a car. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
playing vinyl on a car, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember when I had a nice stereo system in an '88 IROC Z, and I
Nice.
remember when I got it installed, the guy goes, "Oh, put a CD in, so we could check it out." And the CD I always put in cars was Ministry, just because it was very industrial. And the guy goes, "Oh, that's what you listen to," and you could see him going in there with a screwdriver, turning the bass down because he thought I was gonna start blaring rap or something. I'm like, no, not everybody who buys loud sound systems wants to blare rap. I'm like, I want to blare Ministry.
God, Jesus built my hot rod. I
Yeah.
wore that CD out so much.
So did I.
Well, I tell you what, I know we got some fun things to run through. I'm going to go through just real quick, and I'll kind of take breaks once in a while to say hi to the chat, but let's run through just really quickly. Got a great channel member, Tiana, in here. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Another channel member, Holland Oates.
Oh, there's Holland.
What up, spinsters? We got Joe in here saying hi. Hey, Henry, how's it going, man? Another great channel member. I always wish StreamYard would show the custom emoji things, but everybody else can see them, just not when I bring it up on the screen. Hey, Nikki. Say, good evening, fellas. Good to see you.
Hello.
Let's try to go through here quick. We got Enigma Severus in here saying, oh, my word, what are we doing? We're going to be talking some music, man. He's like, party time.
We're talking the other half of physical media.
Yep, the other stuff.
Yeah.
The other stuff. We got Miss Jess in here. Say
Yes.
Amazon has great vinyl deals too. Yeah,
Yes.
They do.
I got a couple sitting in the cart right now.
And they actually package their stuff good. Like I will say for vinyl, like Amazon has horror stories about every other physical media, but records they actually seem like they ship 99% of the time with an actual record shipper.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time when I bought the same, just in case Corey shows it. We bought both the same vinyl. They shipped it in a.
Yeah.
They shipped. Yeah, I don't want to spoil. They shipped it in a Whiplash mailer inside of an Amazon box. I mean, they went overkill. I was just like, wow.
Maybe they're.
But I get a steelbook in the bag. Yeah.
I don't know. One of the last albums I got off of Amazon came to me, still had the shrink wrap on it, but it was sliced down the side. You could tell somebody had taken it out and listened to it and then returned it. And I was like, I was like, it looked like it was okay, but I was like, if I'm going to pay new price, I want a new item. If not, give me a discount on it and I'll see if it's okay. But the only other one I had a problem, but the good thing is Amazon, most of the time it's not a hard time getting replacements, but there was a Pink Floyd set that I got, and as soon as I picked up the box off of our step, I'm like, oh, something's not right. I got it out and just turned it, and I just heard like little pieces like just sprinkling down inside of it because it was like a 4-album set. And I was like, nope, we're gonna. I'm not even opening that one.
I was gonna say the worst for shipping vinyl is Target. I bought a vinyl I couldn't find in the store and it was on Target on sale, and they shipped it in a bag, and it was every corner had huge creases, and I'm shocked the vinyl didn't get broken. And I was like, I ain't paying $30-something and getting all crinkled up freaking vinyl.
If it looks used, I want a used price for it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm buying new, I want new. But we got another great channel member, Jeff, in here. John,
Jeff.
He's been listening to some great music here lately. He's been doing better about my thing that each week I've kept up with it. Each week listening to an album all the way through for the year, and he's really good though about actually posting what he's listening to, and I have not been doing that. So I got to get on the ball here. We got Adrian James in here saying, hey there, guys. Good to see you.
Howdy, Adrian.
Hello.
Yeah, like Ryan said, howdy to everybody, and let us know what you've been listening to lately. If you want to throw anything in the chat, we'll try to go back and forth and see what everybody's doing. But hey, Jamie, how's it going? Saying hello. Good to see you. Yep, Enigma. Ryan tried to teach me how to pronounce it correctly, and I think after about the 6th time, we decided just to stop because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't.
You might be muted. I don't know if you were muted there.
Yeah, I am muted. Louisville, Louisville, Louisville. There's like 5 different ways to say it.
Yeah, I think you would say it, and I tried to say it, and then finally we were like, "No, we're."
Yeah, the way I say it, half the letters are silent, and it's Louisville.
You pronounce it in cursive. It all kind of runs together.
Yeah.
I love it. Holland was saying I was enjoying the music in 28 years later. Bone Temple. I don't know if you're trying to be funny or if you, but yeah, they broke out some Iron Maiden at the end of that for sure.
Yeah,
I have not watched that movie yet. I'm waiting for the physical release. I know the steelbook just went up for pre-order, but I watched 28 years later. I was actually impressed with it, and the music, and that's very good too.
The Bone Temple does as well because somebody has a record collection in there, and they spin some good tunes through the through the movie. So we get that one already. We'll hurry up. We got Marie in here saying, "Hey, from the other room watching on the TV. Have fun, guys. Thanks for supporting Joe."
Thank you.
Some highs back and forth. If I miss anybody's, I apologize. But we got Larry in here, the Horror Cat Dad, Larry, channel member, saying "Hola, amigos" in chat.
Hello.
Got Princey Movies in here, saying "How we doing, fellas? We're doing good." And hey, Movie Alex. Hunter.
Alex.
Did I miss any? I think I might have.
That was it.
All right, so we're gonna put we're gonna put a pin in it right now. We'll try to jump back and forth, but yeah, like Ryan was saying, if you have anything that you've been listening to lately that you've been enjoying, whether it's an old favorite or something new you come across, drop it in the chat, and we'll see if we get back around to it. But I don't know, we can just kind of go around the horn or whatever way. But Ryan, you wanna kick us off and whether it's something you're listening to, something new you got coming in, either way.
So I've been back on that 90 streak again. I think the last time we talked music, I was on a 90 streak, but I went back through. I've been buying again a bunch of CDs I had back in the day. Really been getting into Deftones again a lot. Helmet. I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. Helmet's been around for 35, almost 40 years now. No, 30. What is this? 25, 35
I think
years.
It came out early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, and they still sound just as good. Like they do a lot of festivals and all that, and they do a lot of, I love the KEXP in Seattle, I think they'll have a musician in their studio and they'll play a couple songs, but I've been finding other channels that do that as well. There's like this one called like the Golden Room, and it's another station in another city. But listening to bands with doing these like 3 or 4 song sets where it's just all out. Helmet's been great. Who else have I been listening to a lot lately? Metallica. I got back in Metallica.
Nice.
If you haven't been to Walmart lately, they've got the reissues of all their albums.
Ooh, I should.
In the little cardboard.
Sorry, I should have made you big.
No, you're fine. In the little cardboard things, $5 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So if you're looking to pick Metallica, cheap, but. Yeah. I got into them in Justice for All. Like my brother introduced me to them with And Justice for All. He'd been listening to them beforehand, but the Black Album was kind of like really my album. But I had never owned, Master of Puppets or Ride the Lightning. So for $5 a piece, I couldn't pass it up. But yeah, today I actually bought Kitty. That was one of the songs on the Instagram story, Brackish. I used to love that CD. I know, Joe, you opened for them, correct? Or played with them?
Yeah, I opened for them twice.
Nice.
Yeah.
On that first album.
And I love that first album. So I picked it up again today because I used to have it. And then what else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up Hole's second album. The one that's got Celebrity
Skin. Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm going to, honestly, I don't like Courtney Love as a person. I didn't like, there's the rumors about her and Kurt and she had Kurt killed and blah, 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 whatever. You can believe what you want on it, but I really thoroughly believe Hole was probably the best female band in the 90s. But fight me if you want to.
Yeah, that's a great album. And a lot of that album was Billy Corgan helped write a lot of it with her.
Yeah. Which, there's the rumors too that, she was dating Billy and then broke, left Billy for Kurt. And then she cheated on Kurt with Billy and blah, blah, blah. But Spit. That was the name of the Kitty album. If you haven't heard Kitty,
Yeah.
go check out Kitty. They are awesome. There's another female band that's coming up that I've been checking out too. They were also on one of those. I think they were on KEXP. Die Spitz. D Spitz. It's an all-female band.
Never heard of
It's
them.
DIE, or is it D? No, yeah, DIE, and then Spitz, SPITZ. Check them out. All-female band. I think they just dropped their first album like at the end of last year, but the drummer sings at some songs, the lead guitar sings on some songs, and the other guitar sings on some songs. But they remind me of like good hardcore 90s female bands. So that's what I've been getting into lately. It's not a whole lot, but
I tell you what,
Deftones. A lot of Deftones.
just a really quick, two quick. I have those memories that pop in my head when you threw out Helmet. The first song I heard from them was Milk Toast.
Oh God, yes.
And then I ran out and bought the CD after that, and I was in college, and at the time at a very conservative college, and I think I worried some people because I was cranking some Helmet in the dorm room.
Betty was on. It was on Betty, yeah, and that's Wilma's Rainbow. That song on that is awesome as well. And Milk Toast was on the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah, yep.
That was the first time I heard them, and then I heard Unsung, and then my other favorite song is they do a rendition of "Army of Me" from Bjork on the Mother's Music for Mother Earth soundtrack, and it's not soundtrack, compilation or whatever, and it is just great. But Helmet's just been one of those bands I've always liked, and I didn't realize that they've been putting out albums over this last 30 years. So I've been trying to go back and buy their stuff.
In the Meantime was always my favorite song by them. It's pretty much the opening song on that album. And they say that a lot of the early new metal and the industrial, a lot of it was influenced by Helmet. So
yeah. And they're very interesting. There's been some very good interviews with the lead singer, and I wish I could remember his name, but he was talking about in one of the studio sessions I was watching, he talked about how they got their sound in that, and he went to like a I forget what kind of music school it was, but like the teacher was very classical trained, but he liked doing guitar work in triplets or something. I know nothing about guitars, but there was a certain way that the teacher taught, and he liked this certain style. So he took that and like dropped D tuning or something like that and kept with that style. And that's Helmet, like as soon as you hear a guitar riff, it's him. Same thing with Deftones. Like as soon as you hear the guitar and the drums kick in, you know who it is. And I miss that about 90s music, because bands really felt like, even though a lot of stuff sounded the same, everybody was distinct.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Deftones. Abe has a very distinct drum sound, and he has when he tunes his snare, it's really high, so it has a real snap to it. So whenever that the drums kick in, you can automatically tell it's Deftones, just because of the way he plays. He has a distinct style to his playing.
Yeah,
whereas like I don't listen to Deftones.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, and we could take turns kind of going around, or and then Joe, you want to throw out something, what you've been listening to lately, or something you picked up, or whatever you want to talk about, man.
Well, I'll start with CDs I've been listening to early. I can talk about vinyls I've been listening to.
Either one, man.
After, but this could be shocking, because the two CDs that I've been listening to is not my usual style of music, but it's two things that I like. And the CD is Best of the Boy Bands. Oh, it's a compilation of boy bands that it pretty much has. I didn't bring my glasses. Has NSYNC, Hanson, O-Town on it. New Kids on the Block, Color Me Bad. It's just, I don't know. I've always liked boy bands. I enjoy it. And the other one, don't judge me, but it's 101 Disco Classics. All right,
we got to put that one big there.
I always liked disco, in the late 70s. I always listened to a bunch of disco, and I always enjoyed it. It's one of the things disco and Elton John is what got me into music. And those are like two things that I listened to when I was a kid, was a lot of disco and Elton John. So until I heard Motley Crue on Flight Night, and like when Shout at the Devil came out is when I first started listening to metal, what they call metal. But it was disco and Elton John before that. But I always liked disco, and it brings me back to nostalgic days.
Yeah.
But for albums I've been listening to, this one I was listening to last night. Whenever my son goes for his bath, I always say we're gonna play Tubby Jams, and this album I love, and it's Iron Maiden's Life After Death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love the artwork on all of those too.
Yeah. This is a great album. It's pretty much them live. I always enjoyed it. It has a lot of great songs. I've always been a huge Iron Maiden fan. I've seen them in concert once only on the Seventh Son for the Seventh Son tour. And then another thing I've been listening to a lot, and it's NF Hope. If anybody knows NF, he's a rapper. People put him as a Christian rapper, but he's pretty much a rapper that's Christian. So he's very clean rapping. He's pretty much raps about life, and I've always enjoyed it. As always, I always listen all the time. I'm always playing the Misfits. I love the Misfits.
Mm-hmm.
I always, whenever I'm not listening to anything else, I listen to Misfits. And then this album I've always been a fan of. I listen to it a lot, and it's Gorgoroth. And this is Antichrist. It's some early 2000s Norwegian black metal. So
I like how you go from a rapper that's Christian to Antichrist.
I know. and to disco and boy bands.
Hey,
it's
don't limit yourself to what music to listen to, right?
No. I always say I have no such thing as guilty pleasures. I just like what I like.
Absolutely.
And to me, if I can find something in any kind of music that I enjoy, I listen to it. I never limit myself to anything.
Yeah, that's good. You never know. You might find something you'll really love.
Yeah. But that's everything that's everything I've been listening to in like the last month, pretty much.
Yeah. Princey said it, NKO TV, New Kids on the Block. I listened to that. I had all their cassettes, all the girls were listening, so I had to listen, Joey, Jordan, Jonathan, Mark, and no, was it Mark?
It was Joey, Jordan,
Jonathan, Donnie and
Danny Wood. Yeah. All from Dorchester, all from Dorchester, Massachusetts.
I was gonna say your neck of the woods, right? Or
yeah, like about 40 minutes from me.
They really had a lot of good songs. I mean, honestly, for a boy band, I always call them the rip-off Jackson 5, but I mean, they kind of really started the boy band craze again in the 90s. I think we've even talked about that before. But so NF, he's a Christian rapper. I'm going to have to check him out because I like a lot of...
Yeah, I have every single one of his albums on vinyl except for one.
I'm assuming
he's white. He's white.
A lot of white rap. So
and he's a white rap. He gets categorized in the same vein as Eminem because he's a white rapper and he's from Detroit.
Okay,
yeah.
And
that explains why John Doe Juggalo said he likes him too, because that's where Insane Clown Posse's from. So
yeah,
he's a big fan. Yeah.
But NF is I love all of his albums. I have every single one of his albums on vinyl except for Therapy Session, because they've never re-released it, and it's like $175 to get that album. So I just have it on CD.
That's just a drop in the hat, Joe.
Okay.
Just a drop in the hat.
I know.
The hard thing, the problem is once in a while when you're thinking like, maybe I could just do it and splurge that one time, but then you start thinking about, or at least I start thinking about how many other things I could pick up for that same dollar amount.
Exactly.
How much of an addition to your collection you could like pull in a ton of stuff for having $174, especially when you're talking about $5 CDs or, things like that. So
exactly.
You even brought up disco. Like, you guys are just a touch older than me, but I was at an age where I remember like the last days of disco.
Mm-hmm.
But like the only thing I really ever listened to that was Disco Duck.
I love that with Rick Deeds. I used to have the vinyl when I was a kid.
Nice.
So did I.
Nice.
And actually, I may still have it because I've still got some of my vinyls from when I was a kid. But I used to listen to Disco Duck all the time because it was great.
When I was 8 years old, Rick Dees' Disco Duck, Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue album, and the Village People's Greatest Hits were the 3 albums I listened to all the time.
Electric Avenue, I loved that song. That was a great
I
song.
loved that. I begged my grandmother to buy me that at Caldor's because I love that song.
I love it. All right, so do you guys are still good to like we'll do a few rounds?
Or I don't know.
Okay.
I've got more stuff to show off too.
All right, I'll just pull
it easy.
All right, no, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Stuff.
Just wanted to make sure. But I'll do like maybe one of each right now for the purchased. And well, so now I feel bad, Joe, if I'm going to ruin one for you.
No, because I'm not showing down because I figured you were.
Okay.
And I bought that. I think I bought that in December. Was it when it came out?
Well, and I might have gotten around there too, but I don't buy I'm pacing myself. So there's some things that I may have gotten in 2 to 3 months ago, but I'm considering them recent purchases for me.
I was going to say in the last 2 months, I probably have about 100 pieces of music that I bought in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm less than that. So that's where I'm including like the last like 3 months because I figured
I haven't put these away yet just because I knew we were going to be doing this live stream, so they've just been sitting in the crate in my movie room.
All right, so I'll throw up one quick. Is this the one you were thinking of? Oh, there we go.
There it is. Yep, another band from Boston.
Yep. Aurora Borealis. This was one we were talking about. You were nice enough to let me know that was popping up for sale, and I think we both said we still have our old CD of it as well.
Yeah,
so I still have that, but yeah, that was a fun '90s band. I still had fun. Get the glare off there. Had fun getting back and listening to that. But yeah, I'm sure with a lot of people they played it on the radio a lot, but Here and Now was like the first one I think I really heard and pulled me in to listen to it. But it's a good album. I liked it. Yeah.
The song I See on it is my favorite song off of that album. And Here and Now came out on the soundtrack from Melrose Place. That's where probably a lot of people would know it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a great Boston band that still tours to this day. They still do shows. They just did one in I think in 2024, 2025, but they were just playing Pennsylvania recently. But it's a great band.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I know around here we've got it's actually about an hour and a half south of me in Beaver Dam, Kentucky. They've got like a arena. It's more like 4-H fair type arena, but they do like twice a year 90s night.
Oh, nice.
And they'll bring in bands, rap groups, all sorts of stuff from 90s. And I want to say Letters to Cleo was there maybe last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think.
Nice.
That sounds like my kind of, I'd have fun at something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Candlebox is coming here, and I'm debating on if I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because they're here during a weeknight, and weeknights are like horrible to go to a concert.
I pulled that as one of my favorite albums. One of the other times that we were hanging out. And I know Joe likes.
I love Candlebox.
Yeah,
I saw them in concert with Days of the New, and
nice.
They're great, both great bands live.
I'm mad. So like, I hate the new age way of advertisement because if you're not following a venue, if you're not following a band,
it's
you don't know they're in town anymore.
Yeah,
because I was talking to one of the other guys, like we never hear stuff on the radio anymore. There's no giveaways anymore, nothing like that. Offspring were in my town last week. I would have loved to go see Offspring, like that.
Yeah,
I took my son and been right there.
I miss people a lot. Yeah, I don't care if it's in a little tiny sometimes it's cool when it's a small venue, but
Yeah.
like you said, the word just doesn't get out really far sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because I remember when I was a kid, a lot of it, not a kid, but in my 20s, it was a lot of times word of mouth of just friends.
Yeah.
And with the bigger shows, like more commercial bands, I remember, our radio station around here that played rock, I would find out about, all the other bands that were playing on the radio. But same thing happened to me last year. A band that broke up in 2001, they got back together years later, and they played with a band I've never seen that I've always wanted to see. Probably you don't know either one of these bands, but it's a band called Earth Crisis, that they're vegan straight edge from New Rochelle, New York, and a band called Judge, that's a hardcore band from New York that only released pretty much one album, and then they broke up, and then they did a hardcore show that was in Boston, right across from MIT. They have a place called the Commercial Street Cafe. That's a Middle Eastern. No, yeah, and it's an Indian restaurant that they play shows in the basement, and it was a hardcore show. The stage is only like 4 feet from the floor, no barrier, like a true hardcore show, stage diving the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, I would have and it was $15. I'm like, I would have loved to see that.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was so mad. I found out about it like a week later, and at least I got to see it on YouTube. But I was so mad that I didn't get to go to it because I would have so loved to see that one.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of all those things.
But, yeah.
All right, for something different, so we're throwing some different things in out here. This is one I've had for quite a while, but recently listening to it, but it's Bill Evans and Jim Hall. It's jazz. Well, hey, stop. No judgments, remember.
No
judgment.
No judge.
And plus, I absolutely love this cover art. It's her floating in water, like underneath but Bill Evans is a jazz pianist and Jim Hall is jazz guitarist, and it's some good stuff. It's relaxing. I'll say that, but some good stuff, some jazz, mixing things up a little bit.
That's one toe I've never dipped into is jazz. I've listened to it here and there, but I've never got like really sunk my teeth into it to really try it.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever listened to jazz in movies. Like that's really, I think, the only place I've ever heard like jazz.
Oh no, I guess I didn't even say the name of the album is Undercurrent. So kind of going with the theme of the water in the picture, but Undercurrent. But yeah, it's different. It's not for everybody, and this is an older one. I think that one came out in the '60s, but I think he was playing jazz music for a long time up to, before that point. So. No, I have to be in the right mood for it, but that's something in the last probably 10 years that I started checking out a little bit more that I normally probably would have turned my nose up at, but I found some stuff that I liked, and sometimes the mood strikes for it, and it hits right. So yeah, that was the other one I got. So I'll tell you what, how about I run through the chat real quick and
go for it.
We'll keep it rolling. Movie Hunter said, nice. I did have Garage Days, 598 EP. So is that the Metallica? Where they do the covers?
So Garage Days,
or am I thinking of the wrong one?
Garage Days was right after. Yeah, Cliff died. Was that the one? Because there's Garage.
Garage Days was the one that came out. It came out in 1988. Well, almost 87. Right after Master of Puppets, it was the first album that Jason Newsted was on before And Justice for All, and it's just all covers of different songs. And then Garage Inc. came out after the Black Album, and it was pretty much Garage Days, and then they added a bunch of new songs like Whiskey in a Jar came out in that, and a bunch of different ones. Turn the Page was on that one as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to leave it to Holland. cranking some helmet sounds wrong. Like,
It
thanks,
does.
thanks. Enigma, I probably missed you, but you said love you guys. Promise I had had to head for bed. Corey, you rock. Great to meet you, Ryan. Amazing collection, Mr. Martinez Joe. You are
Thank
highly
you.
intelligent, my good sir. There you go. So I'm gonna hurry up. If I miss anybody's, like I said, not on purpose. If you have a question or something you've been listening to, throw it out there. If I miss it, do it again. Right there. Jeff was saying, yeah, NF has got me through some tough days.
Yes. I highly, if you like rap, I highly recommend NF. At least give it a shot. I feel like you'll enjoy it, and every album you can take something from it. Even Bob's Blu-rays. He's a huge, massive NF fan. We've talked before many times about NF.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out.
Prince was, yeah, I will too. Prince says, me and Bob are proud of you, Joe. Hashtag NF.
Yeah.
Movie Hunter said Iron Maiden was my first concert on their Power Slave tour. Except Open Forum. It spawned my love for metal and 80s hair bands.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
I love Iron Maiden.
That was one of my brother's favorite bands back in the 80s. He had like 4 or 5 different Iron Maiden posters on his walls.
In the 80s, I had a buddy. I'd go over to his house, and he always had Iron Maiden and Megadeth albums, and we'd sit there and he'd just flip through them. And I always got a kick out of the Iron Maiden art. I always wanted to see Eddie and like what the new thing was. And there was a couple of those stores you could go into. I don't know what they were called at the time, but it was kind of like a Spencer's Gift or something like that. And they always had like a bunch of the Iron Maiden posters, and you were like flipping through trying to see which one you liked better or something. But that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Adrian James says, I bought a 60s compilation CD album on Saturday. Cool.
Nice.
Hopefully getting some good listening in on that. All right, hold on. I think I'm almost there, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say one thing because Prince asked me. Prince says, how many Blackpink records do you own, Joe? I own every single Blackpink album. Some of them I have different variants of. Their new album that just came out last Friday, Deadline. That's a 5-song mini EP. I do not own it yet, but it will be soon mine. And then I'll own everything Blackpink.
That's funny.
My K-pop.
Hey, Trenchy, what's going on? So, hey, what's up? Good to see you, man. Movie Hunter says, I was upset with band members leaving Metallica. But we got Megadeth out of it, so all good. Go Mustaine.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chris, how we doing?
How we doing, Xteen? I was going to say, her favorite band is Iron Maiden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we got some Iron Maiden already showing off tonight, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have Gizmo.
Shut up, Holland.
Yeah.
Behave yourself, Gizmo. Behave yourself. Good to see you, bud.
Before we get in the next round,
yeah.
I posted on Instagram, I think, as a story, but this year's already been kind of shitty for, just deaths in general in the physical media. But, since we're talking about music, Brad from 3 Doors Down passed away.
Yep.
We all kind of knew that was coming, but, I think I even asked, maybe I asked in the last chat because they had said stuff at the beginning of last year, hey, I've got cancer, I'm going to do this. And then we didn't hear anything. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, he's dead. That sucks. Greg Brown from Cake died. The guitarist and basically the lyricist for the band that, gave them their distinct sound. And then one of my personal favorite, nobody was like, I don't know who Tim Veary is, but the drummer of Manchester Orchestra, which is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah. I remember hearing that.
Brad's 47. That's only a year or two older than me. Tim was 42. That's 3 years younger than me.
I say both younger than me.
Yeah. And that's just, and they haven't really said anything about Tim. It was just, they basically said sudden sickness and he passed. That's young for a person to die,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
well, every year I get older, it's younger. No matter what, like
Yeah.
the older ages
Yeah.
are now younger ages to me because I'm like, that's either younger than me or not that far away from me. But no, that's definitely in the 40s. That's very young.
And I forget what the guy, there was the co-founder, not the co-founder of Wu-Tang, but he's the one that basically helped him set up their business side of the business, passed away. He was only 53, and we've had all the movie stars pass away already this year. It's like, this is going to be another crappy year on top of crappy years of people passing away.
I was going to say, one I like to mention is a drummer that I've always been a fan of, and always been a fan of this band since the early 80s, and it's Clem Burke. That was the drummer of Blondie that died just recently. I love Blondie since I was a young lad, and he just died recently.
Yeah. A lot of people like their music videos early on MTV too, for some reason.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Chris was saying, up the irons.
That's right.
I like it.
That's funny to learn that about her, because she's always posting about all these like 40s and 50s noir movies and all that. And she's like, Iron Maiden.
I was gonna say I know Iron Maiden is her favorite band, and she likes hardcore music like I like hardcore music. So
that's nice.
It was something I can always bond with her with. Our fandom for those type of bands.
Yeah. And having a nice variety of interests, movies and music wise. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I saw a couple others just come up quick. Nikki was saying my favorite band is Van Halen, and my first concert was Houdini. That was excellent.
Houdini. That's old school.
I had to look them up.
Yeah. That's one of the first rap bands besides Sugar Hill, but
yeah,
that was early rap days.
I'll have to look that up and see if I can recognize anything.
I remember listening to them when I was a kid.
All right, I'm going to put a pin in it for right now. Oh, I'm going to just say hi. I saw a new person jump in here, Mr. Dan and Horror, saying, hey, Corey and friends. Good to see you.
How we doing?
And Movie Hunter says, got a couple of Houdini albums.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out and see if I recognize any of them. All right, Ryan. I want to hear something else from you, man.
Speaking of white rappers, no, I listen to a lot of different type of rap, but like my favorite rapper is Aesop Rock. I'm wearing his shirt. You really can't tell. So on Black Friday, he had a huge sale on his website. I bought me 2 shirts, this being the other one, but this didn't come out until January, so I didn't get my package until like the end of January. But like I picked up Belt 3, a tribute to Rosie Perez. This is actually Slug from Atmosphere and Merce. And they're a rap duo. Aesop Rock actually produced this. He sings on it too, and I like it. But then he had a new album come out, and of course I had to pick up the vinyl and the CD, because I got to put the CD on the hard drive for the car. Then I got to have the vinyl because I have all of his albums. But I heard it's a mess out there too. Which this was actually surprised, because he had just dropped an album earlier in the year, and he's not a album heavy. His discography is not heavy. I mean, he's been around since the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's not like he's got a ton of albums. So to get 2 in 1 year has been amazing. And then I just picked up another vinyl of his I didn't have, which is the Recycling Bin. Blockhead is a producer that he worked with in his early days, and this is they came back together and just did some remixes of a couple of songs. So I had to pick that up because I've got to have everything in the collection. And then Barnes and Noble, I was there. I think I posted this on Instagram. Excuse me. I picked up some movies, but the new Pussifer album came out, and people are like, "Who's Pussifer?" Maynard James Keenan, Tool, Perfect Circle, new album. Him and Karina Round, which is the female in the band, sound amazing on this. The songs are fun. Pussifer is the less serious Tool, basically. They like to joke around. They have some pretty fun lyrics and stuff like that. But I was listening to this yesterday. I don't know why I didn't post it for Sunday Spin, but it's very, very good.
Nice.
Those nice. I got 2 more stacks. I can show off more if you'd like me to, or we can go around again.
We can keep on going around if you want to and mix it up a little bit, but
yeah.
So let's see some more of Joe's.
All right. I haven't even got to my vinyl pickups. We'll stay with CDs. This is gonna be a quick one.
We'll have
But
to see if we can get through all of yours.
Since Xteen's here, I just got this at Bull Moose, not yesterday, but when I went to the Plastow one. This is the Many Faces of Iron Maiden. That's a three CD set. I like greatest hits albums to just put on and just hear the hits, but I had to pick this up.
That's a cool set.
Oh yeah. I always like greatest hits ones just to play at the house. I found these two at Savers. I'm a big fan of oldies, and I found this Buddy Holly CD.
Oh, nice.
That's Buddy Holly's greatest hits. I have a 300 disc player underneath my TV that I put all my greatest hits, live albums, and like compilations. So that's where all of those are usually. Anything that's like a single CD from a band, I don't put in there. I'll put those in my regular player. But anything that's greatest hits, compilations, or live albums go in that big 300 discer. And I play Russian roulette. That I just spin it to whatever number and whatever, and then I hit play. But Marie actually.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Marie has them all in a book numbered what each one is. But me, I just like to spin the dial and hit play, and whatever comes on, that's what we're listening to.
Is it a Sony player?
It is. Yeah, it's a Sony one.
I have a Sony like 300 disc. I bought new way back. I still have it. It still works. It looks like one of those slide projector reels.
It does. I found it, I think 2 years ago. I found it at Savers for $14.95 with the remote and with the instruction manual, and it worked. And I was excited, and that's what we listened to. And then I was so mad that last year somebody dropped off a 400 disc one. And I almost bought that one. Marie's like, we don't need two of them, but I wanted to put all of my CDs in both of them, just make it easier. Or because it's CD and you could put DVDs in it as well. But
quick question: did either of you have the trunk multi CD player where you could like they had the cartridge you put?
Yeah. I had an Alpine one. That was a six disc changer.
Nope, I never did. I only had a single disc after I upgraded from my Discman with the cassette adapter.
Yeah,
that was my first one.
I had that in my car that I had to pull over many times on the side of the road, run in the back, open up the trunk, take it out, and change the disc real quick.
Well, one guy I knew, he mounted it under the front passenger seat. So whoever was riding shotgun had to be the DJ, because he'd be like, no, grab it, I want this one. And they have to reach underneath and eject the thing.
Kids nowadays won't know the dangers of driving down the road with a 200 CD Trapper Keeper.
The portfolio.
Yep.
I know they complain about phones nowadays, but I'm like, you don't know the struggle of, even when you had them in your visor. I saw something on Instagram one time. It says the struggles of changing the CD back in the day. The guy's trying to go through it, and he had one in his mouth, and he's trying to change them all. And I just started laughing. I'm like, they complain about phones nowadays, but changing CDs on the fly while you're driving was tough.
There was different distractions, but yeah.
Yeah. And this CD, I found it at Savers as well. It's the band Hinder, their first album.
Oh, yeah.
That has Lips of an Angel on it. I was a fan of this CD, so I picked it up. And then I won't go through all of these because I don't want to bore anybody to death, but there was a lady on Whatnot, and she bought a storage locker, and it was full of metal. And it was like brand new T-shirts, CDs, vinyls. There was an actual coffin in there that somebody made. And just a bunch of stuff. And I bought a huge CD lot for her. And I pretty much paid $43 for 43 CDs. 90% of these bands, 98% 98% of these bands I've never heard of. But I'm like, for $1 each, I can't go wrong. And I'm going to pick them up. But I'm going to do an elevator. I haven't done an elevator in a long time.
Most of them are still wrapped.
I was going to say, I see a lot of
there's a lot of sealed stuff. But some of these I can't pronounce. But I'll just, let me try to find something. I got like Skull Maggot and another Skull Maggot, a band called Nailed, of just a bunch of, I won't even try to pronounce that. Yeah, or that one that's still sealed, but it was just, or either one of these I won't try to pronounce. But there was just a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I like death metal. For $1 each, I'll check them out. If I don't like them, I'll throw them up on eBay. I could easily get $1 for them. I could trade them in at Bull Moose and get $1 for them. So
I bet you some of those. I bet you are not. There's not a whole lot of them in existence. So you probably get a little bit more than $1.
Yeah. That's why I said I felt like I couldn't go wrong. The lady was literally just trying to blow stuff out. I bought that from her, and then there's a couple of vinyls that I'll show that I got from her, and then I bought two band shirts. I bought Metal Allegiance 2012 tour shirt from that. I went to that concert, but I never could afford the shirt back then, so I actually have one now. And I bought a band called Possessed. That's one of the first death metal bands. They came out with 7 Churches. I think it was in 1986. I bought a shirt from her that was brand new, still in the bag that the guy never opened. I was like,
Possessed.
Sweet.
The guitarist for that is Lear Lalonde, which is the guitarist for Primus.
Yes,
exactly. He was like 17 years old, and they were touring Europe, opening up for heavy metal bands with that. Mm-hmm. He's basically the godfather of death metal. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of, so Storage Locker, there's a lady on Instagram. I've been seeing her. I want to say it's Music with Trish is her name, where she bought out a radio station that was closing down, and she had like 50,000 CDs, and her Instagram feeds have been her just organizing her collection in her house, and then like she has people writing comments like, do you have this band? And she goes to that section and like finds the band and shows it all. It was an insane purchase, whatever she bought from this radio station. I don't know.
No,
it just made me think of that when you said Storage Locker. That's crazy what you'll find in them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut it
No,
now.
not at all. This is what I love doing this. I believe me, I'm like a master of going off on side tangents, but this is what's fun. I mean, it's all related. It's fun stories. Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, I think it's Music with Trish. I'll try to find it real quick, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm always going on Whatnot, just trying to find great deals. And to me, I said that there was only like 10 people in the stream because she put it as all death metal, and there was a lot of death metal, but there was a lot of other stuff. I mean, she had a bunch of like signed pictures from bands on there, and some of them went for some crazy money. But I was just like, wow, I wanted to buy so much, but I was just trying to rein it all in.
That's
and
fun.
Not just
that's a fun pickup, man. I mean, for that price, it's worth rolling the dice a little bit on.
Yeah, sometimes just exploring, like I said, exploring different bands that I've never heard of and just checking them out and seeing if I like them.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be something I'll enjoy. It's a lot of times, when I first got into music, that's how when I was younger, discovering music was pretty much in the liner notes of cassettes of, if I like the band, it's like, oh, who are they thanking? What other bands are they thanking? And then I would check out those bands,
Yeah,
and
who
I
is
just,
that band? Yeah.
yeah, and I just keep on going. That's and sometimes just that way of discovering music. Sometimes you find these grail bands that you've never heard of before.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a really big fan of compilations, like especially
Yeah.
early or like 90s, early 2000s compilations.
I did a lot of
Mhm.
CD compilations in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite ones were like the X Games one,
Oh, yeah.
and like they had several X Games ones. That doesn't sound right, but I'm sure that's correct English. I'm not sure, but like
Mhm.
those, and then like just all like that's actually how I found out about Primus, because I never actually seen them on TV, even though I know like Jerry Was a Race Car Driver was big, but we had a place called Cat's Records with a K, just
Mhm.
like Cat's Deli. But they always got these just weird sample CDs. I'm pretty sure it was just some dude in some random studio just pressing out random CDs, and there weren't official releases. And I'd got one, and it had Primus on there. And that's how I found them. But back in the 90s, I'm sure you guys have bought them too, just those weird
Mhm.
label compilations like
Yeah.
Swimming Stars and stuff like that. And it would have like one or two songs from like 8 or 9 different bands.
I was going to say in this, let me just try to find it right now. Here,
I did find that lady. It's fun.with.krish. She has a over 27,000 CD collection.
Wow. I was going to say, here's a perfect example of that. Here's one that was in that pile from Prosthetic Records from, it's a 2022 sampler of just from, that thing. I remember a lot of ways that I found, especially in like the 2000s and late 90s, a lot of ways that I found bands was going to concerts and standing in line. And back then they had a lot of things called street teams, and they used to hand out singles or CDs, sample CDs while you were in line. That's how I went to go see Bloodhound Gang, and I got a street team CD for Seven Dust, and that's how I discovered Seven Dust, was going to see Bloodhound Gang, and I got a little sample cassette that had Bitch on one side and Black on the other.
Yeah.
Or a band called Primer 55. It was the same way I found them, was through sample CDs. Or different things. It was just going to concerts and getting street team, things like that, of just sample
Kids now
stuff.
these days, they don't know about pre-internet days.
No, I remember Juno. I used to use.
Oh God, yes.
I think
I got that at Blockbuster.
I think I got one of those like what you're talking about too, but it was that's how I came across Clutch. I think it was that
Mhm.
was, but it's cool when you're like, none of the radio stations would play something like that around where I was at, at that time or anything, but it was just cool to, I don't know, get exposed to it and check some stuff out.
I was gonna say that's how I got into Ministry. I remember getting a compilation at a concert that had Ministry, it had Clutch on it, and it had KMFDM.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all, that same style music, and it was just a bunch of other bands, but those three bands really I gravitated towards. That I have Clutch and KMFDM that I was just big fans of back then because of samples that I got at concerts.
KMFDM was a band that was like mysterious because you never
Yeah.
really seen them on like TV. If they did play them on MTV, it was always late at night. They
Mhm.
never got any like real radio play in like an area, but like, oh, you got to check out KMFDM. It's like, and their albums were always kind of like cryptic and all that. It's like, they
Yeah.
always had their big bold name on it, and then there would be like some weird picture on there.
Mhm.
No, it's and talking also going with the compilations. There were some great ones that exposed me to some other artists. Were some of the movie soundtracks that came out there. So I was thinking of like Judgment Night.
Yeah.
that movie. Virtuosity, if you remember
Yeah.
the soundtrack for that one, and then Spawn. There was
Yeah.
some like that where there were some collaborations or mixing of some different music, and it was kind of cool to, I don't know, you get exposed to some different people, and then it's kind of like you were talking about, Joe, where you see the liner note and they're thanking somebody. Well, this is like, well, oh, I've listened to Anthrax quite a bit, and now they're doing a comp or this Bring the Noise with Public Enemy.
Public
Like,
Enemy,
I
yeah.
really heard Public Enemy too much. I was like, I'll just go check that out a little bit more. But it was kind of the same deal where it'd be like, oh, this is a cool song. I'll check out some more of the stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't know. But anyway, they had a couple of those in the 90s where they had some of that heavy metal and rap mixed, kind of doing those, songs together. And I don't know. It was kind of cool. It was a way to mix some things up there a little bit.
Yeah, I was big into the soundtracks. The ones that I always liked was River's Edge soundtrack,
Mm-hmm.
Strangeland soundtrack,
I don't know.
and the Two Crow ones were ones that I always listened to, that I was big fans of back then. And like you said,
know what
Judgment Night.
Strangeland is, Corey? It's the D. You don't know what Strangeland is?
I don't know if I do.
It's the D. Snyder from Twisted Sister. It's his horror movie, basically about like the early days of the internet, and he's an online internet stalker.
Okay,
and basically yes.
Oh, nice.
It's only ever been on DVD. Shout, Scream Factory, you need to put the damn thing out in 4K. It's one of my favorite horror movies. But basically, he he meets these people online in chat rooms, abducts them, and then like he's got piercings and he's into body modification, all that. Slipknot? Is that no, it's not Slipknot. What's the band in there? Rammstein.
Rammstein's in it.
Yeah, It's like the first time Rammstein was really like introduced to America. They were in there.
Yeah.
Captain Howdy was his name in there, and it's a good. I think it's a good movie. A lot of people, it's only like a 4 out of 10, but like it's predates. It doesn't predate. It's like it really shows it. It predates how bad the internet is before the internet was really the internet.
Yeah.
But he gets reformed at a point, and then like something happens. Actually, is what's his name? Freddy Krueger is in it, isn't he? He's like
Robert Englund's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of like come after him to like manhunt, and then he comes back as Captain Howdy, and he cleans house a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's a fun movie. I've always been a big. I own it. I'm a big fan of that movie. Like I said, the soundtrack was amazing. I love that soundtrack.
I've never owned the soundtrack, and I just stuck that on my list because I forgot about it. But I was looking at the Spawn soundtrack, man. You know, I was never big into like the Crystal Method or the Dust Brothers or any of them.
It's a great soundtrack.
But yeah, Trip Like I Do. I love that song.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say the Chemical Brothers song. What's that? Body Rockin' Beats or something like that.
Yeah.
I've always loved that song. I remember the first time my old house. I can never find speakers loud enough for my house, so I actually bought PA speakers.
Oh, wow.
And I had those in my house, and the first song I played was that Crystal Method song, and I could feel the windows in my house vibrated. I was like, this is great. Maybe why I'm deaf, but I was just like,
but you're having fun.
I was just having fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find the Strangeland soundtrack. Seven Dust, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax, Snot, Cold Chamber, Marilyn Manson, Soulfly, Head PE, Kid Rock, System of a Down, Nashville, and Twisted Sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to track down the movie and the soundtrack. So
yeah, the soundtrack is great.
Well, the CD's not available on Amazon as new. You can buy it used for like $30, but you can buy the cassette for $30.
Yeah, I want to say,
is it on Spotify?
It probably is.
I want to say that you can probably find it on eBay.
Yeah, Strangelands is a good movie
at the very least, so I could just listen to it and go down through it. But yeah, it looks like it's in there. I think it's like one of those where it's a self-made playlist. You know, it's not like the official streaming of the playlist, but somebody like makes a playlist and pieces together all the songs that were on the soundtrack. But I'll have to check that out. Cool.
Just be wary. There's only a DVD of Strangeland, but there is a Blu-ray of Strangerland, which is not the same movie.
not the one we're talking about. I was just looking up to see. There's this one app I go to every once in a while.
Strangerland, that's the Nicole Kidman movie, right?
I think so. And every time I see it, I get excited. I'm like, oh, is this a foreign release of Strangeland? Because it's on the spine. It's kind of hard to tell. And every time I grab it, I'm always disappointed. I'm like, it gets me every time.
Yeah, I wish somebody would release that on a better format.
It would be Scream Factory really should. I mean, I don't understand why they haven't. I mean, they've done Tenacious D and everything else. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't say Mondo Macabro, but like it maybe like Vinegar Syndrome would probably be a good choice.
Another good one, yeah. Unless Dee Snider, he owns the rights to it and just doesn't want to. Because even like Rob Zombie with his movies, he never wanted them to be past DVD. He didn't want them on Blu-ray or 4K, but he doesn't own all the rights to it. That's why those movies get re-released so many times. But he's old school, that he likes that DVD grit, and that's what most of his collection was VHS and DVD.
All right, cool. All right, not to bring it down from heavy metal and rock and everything like that, but I've been on a big stretch of some of my '90s music, so not bringing it down too much, but one of the newer ones that I'd got in here, I can maybe bring it. I don't know if we like doing bigger screens when we show them off or not, but Cranberries Unplugged.
I almost bought that yesterday.
So. Big fan of the Cranberries, and I have not cracked this open yet, so definitely want to. But yeah, hitting a lot of their big hits, like your Linger and your Ode to the Family and Zombie, and no need to argue. I mean, but I don't know. I absolutely love her voice, and I thought it'd be cool to check out the MTV Unplugged of
I miss Unplugged. Unplugged was so good.
Agree.
I agree. That's like I said. It makes me mad that and I forgot what streaming service it is. I think it's Paramount Plus. They have a lot of the MTV Unplugged, but a lot of them they have ton of the seasons, but a lot of them are blocked out due to copyrighted music that they can't play them. But when I was younger, I used to watch that all the time.
Yep. No, there's some great ones in there. I have a few different albums that are from the Unplugged, but I think one that I always wanted, I don't think there's an official release, just a bootleg, but there's the Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Is that official?
Yeah, there's an Unplugged.
But on vinyl, I didn't know if there was a version of it. Or
there is an Alice in Chains Unplugged, but it's an unofficial release.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just like the Pearl Jam one is an unofficial release of it also.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that Alice in Chains before on the last one. Like, apparently he got doped up before the show, and they just kept doing song after song after song, and almost did their whole catalog. And they had to cut it down to whatever it was.
Well, and whoever was in the audience was like, "We're getting our money's worth." All right.
Oh yeah. Now he didn't want to disappoint.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of that, right in the front row was, speaking of Metallica. Metallica was in the front row for that. And if you ever watch the Unplugged, maybe some people know this, maybe some people don't. On the bassist's bass, it says in marker, "Friends don't let friends cut their hair," is because Metallica was in the front row and they just cut off all their hair when they went into the load days and they started wearing makeup.
Friends don't let friends cut hair.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me the
yeah.
Some of those songs weren't bad in that era.
Actually, I liked some of them.
I'm not. Did you see? I was gonna say, speaking of Metallica, did you see the prices for them at the Sphere?
Yeah.
Holy Jesus!
And I passed that. No, there's no way. No, that's a lot of money. I don't know if they were secondhand or the first hand was, but I saw anything from like 650 to like $2,000 or something.
That's first hand. I was gonna say, if you go through like Vivid Seats, those are $28,000 through them. But To do the VIP Snake Pit tickets, they're $2,250 a night just to get Snake Pit. But they have meet and greets and all that go even higher that you can meet. It don't tell you who, but it says 2 members of the band.
They just kind of rotate them through or
Yeah.
something. All right. Well, here yeah, I can't spend that kind of money. That's out of my tax bracket.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be
Me
cool,
too.
but no, it's that would be out of my tax bracket. My other 90s that I was going back to was the Refreshments. Fizzy Fuzzy Big and Buzzy. Their album.
I've never heard of them.
You've never heard of the Down Together? I think it was one of their big hits that was on the radio. Banditos, that was another one off of it. But yep, we had some of the 90s, the Refreshments. So I'm sure it's your radio rock. You know, it's a.
I'll have to check them out.
But yep.
I know I've heard music from them, but I couldn't tell you a song they sang. But as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I've sang that song 9 million times in the car. Probably.
If you listen to radio in the 90s, I'm not saying you'll like it, but I'm almost positive there's, especially that Down Together. I bet you if you hear that, you'd be like, oh my God, I remember they wouldn't stop playing that, or, you know, like one of those songs, but it was playing for a while. But anyway, yeah, that was a little bit of my 90s. And I have more 90s back there. And who knows, I might get to my white rappers that are back there, like Ryan was talking about. I do have I do have one back there.
I want to say we all have to have some white rappers tonight.
There you go.
We both showed your left, Corey.
All right, I'll do it next. I'll do the next one because I was listening to them the other night. I'll just run through the chat here real quick. Nikki was saying the Freaks Come Out at Night is Houdini, Corey. All right, I'm sure I'll recognize it then, but I got to play it to get back to that. Chris is loving that Maiden set that you pulled out there, Joe.
Thank you.
That's cool. Dan was saying my favorite version of Wrathchild is on that. The Many Faces of Metallica is good too. I don't know that.
Yeah.
One. I'm just going to do a speed run here so we can keep on going. But Movie Hunter sent those Sun Visor CD stacks. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think we've all had that at some point, or the big portfolios that we were talking about.
Finding 2 different visors so you can have one on one side and one on the other that had just the right length straps so they weren't like destroying your visor.
Yep.
Even though the weight of all the CDs and the holder itself was.
Yep.
I was gonna say I had one in the driver's side and the passenger side because I tried to do back to back. And the first time I did that and I hit the sun, the CDs, I was like, I'm blind, I can't see, because the sun was hitting the CDs underneath.
Like burning your retinas out.
Yeah, because I wasn't smart enough to pull ones with artwork that it wasn't just shining on me.
Yeah, people. You get blinded by your phone. Be blinded by the backside of a CD.
Yeah.
Just
you're like an ant in a magnifying glass.
Yeah. It burns.
Yeah.
Hey, Brawler, what's going on? Box Office Brawler in here saying huge Blu-ray sale over on Groove Entertainment. I dropped 120 on Blu-rays today. Nice, man. I'll have to hear what your haul was sometime.
He got a lot then because there was a lot of cheap prices on there.
Yeah.
I was going to say
the collection.
Yeah, I looked through it. I didn't find anything that I don't already own. So I was like,
you have a lot though, Joe.
Yeah,
you have a great collection, and you even cleaned it out a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, you even cleaned it out to make room
but
for
you
all
still
this.
have a ton.
I was going to say I cut my collection in half, and I still have a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, about 7,000 now instead of over 15.
Yeah, wow, that's still a lot. Chris was saying Strangeland was great. I marked that one. I have to go back and check. I missed that one. So
Strangeland always reminds me of Hellraiser 4 for some reason.
Okay, I'll have to watch it and see.
I can see that. Yeah.
Movie Hunter saying rip MTV. Yeah. Well, we're talking about some of those shows like on their Unplugged. I missed that. Headbangers Ball was kind of fun because that was like sometimes when I finally had cable to watch that, I got to hear some bands that I normally didn't get, exposed to some other. And then Well, there was
120 minutes.
120 minutes. That was the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they played a lot of alternative,
Yep.
and I got into a lot of like underground bands from them.
Yep. I miss those shows. Yeah, it was good stuff.
I was gonna say because I always give you a hard time about this, but I remember one of the times that and it's my favorite, one of my favorite covers of all time was from MTV Unplugged, and it was when Great White did MTV Unplugged. They did a cover of "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You" by Led Zeppelin,
There you
and
go.
that is one of my favorite covers I've ever heard, and to hear it acoustically was unbelievable.
And by them. So that's
And
the
by
way-
them, not Led Zeppelin.
That's how you can listen to Led Zeppelin if
Yeah.
somebody like Great White plays it acoustically.
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable.
I'm gonna have to check that one out too. I can't think of that right
Yeah.
off the top of my head. So
Oh yeah, it is. It's on YouTube because
I'll
I
have to-
still every like twice a year I get the fever to put that on, and I'm like, oh man, it's such a great cover.
the only way Joe can listen to Led Zeppelin.
Yep, that's it.
I'm with you. I'm not a fan of Led Zeppelin or the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or the Doors or any of those bands, but I've heard several remakes, whatever you want to call them, from other bands, and I like their songs. Primus has done a couple. I know.
I would say
3 times tonight.
I'm a big fan of the Beatles, and I like CCR, but that's about it. When it comes to like, I don't mind the Eagles, but I consider the Eagles more 70s. But like the Doors, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, a lot of that stuff I'm just not a fan of. I've never got into it. Just not my
the
bag.
only Grateful Dead song I could tell you was
Touch of
Grey,
Grey,
which was the big, and it's not even like a traditional Grateful Dead song, if that makes sense.
No.
I was trying to remember. There was some other compilation albums where wasn't there one that was just all like current rock bands doing like the Doors? Like I think it was just like a Doors tribute album or something like that.
It was probably because I've bought in. The last one that I bought that was similar to that was a Misfits one that was called Violent World, and it was a bunch of like bands like Hatebreed and H2O that did Offspring that did a bunch of Misfits covers for a compilation of that. But I always enjoy those as well. Well, if I like the main band that they're covering.
Stone Temple Pilots, they did a cover of Led Zeppelin. Was it Dancing Days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Dancing Days? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that was
not to bring Deftones up again, but on their B-sides and rarities, they do Simple Man, acoustic cover of Simple Man, and it's really good.
Yeah. I love when heavier bands, there's been like a little trend. There's like a couple of them that will redo like an 80s pop or like slower song. And sometimes it's kind of cool to hear them give their power behind it.
I was going to say a band that I'm a big fan of is Life of Agony. And they do, on their second album, they do a cover of Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah.
That's a Simple Mind song. And they did like an Unplugged, but it wasn't for MTV, it was overseas. And they did a cover of Annie Lennox's Why. And that was so good. I love Annie Lennox, the lead singer of the Eurythmics. Yeah.
AWOL Nation, I know. I'm sorry, Joe. AWOL Nation, I know they're not like a heavier band, but their last album they came out with was just a compilation. They did Beds Are Burning from Midnight Oil. Yeah. They did Flagpole Sitta. They did their whole
Harvey
album.
Danger.
It was only like 9 or 10 songs on there, but they just Bismarcky.
You got what I need.
Yeah.
And you say you're just
a friend. Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Man, I haven't heard that song in a long time.
But they redo it. There's like it's only, like I said, there's only like 8 or 10 songs, like somewhere in between there on there. But it's really cool. And AWOL Nation's one of those bands. Like I could take or leave because they just got a shit ton of airplay, and I didn't really get into them, but they do have one of my favorite songs ever, Candyman.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only song I know by them is that Sail song.
Sail. Kill Your Heroes. I love that song too.
Oh wow, I don't know that one.
No, me neither.
The one I was thinking I was bringing that up, and I had to look to make sure I wasn't saying the wrong song, but Seether did "Careless Whispers."
Yeah, Careless Whisper. Yeah,
Wham song. Just like sometimes it's just enough to throw you off, but I'm like, oh, yeah, this kind of rocks a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Even if you go back to like the '90s, Orgy off Candy Ass, they did
Blue Monday.
I love that version way better than the '80s version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say sometimes bands, the cover sometimes is better than the original. One that's a shocker to me that it was really good. Seven Dust did a cover of "I'm Going Back to Cali" from LL Cool J, and I love that cover. Love that cover. Oh yeah, LL Cool J's "I'm Going Back to Cali." Seven Dust did it, and it's a great cover.
I actually was thinking about, we were talking about barely getting notifications for bands, and I don't hardly, like I said, I don't get any of them, except the other day I did have one pop up for Seven Dust, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. It's like in your area or something. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to go see them again. It was ages ago when I saw them, but it's like clear across the state. I'm on one side, and it's like, and it's like on a Thursday night or something. I'm like, there's no way I could do it, but I got all excited for a second because I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool if it was just like in the town, just, an hour or 45 minutes away from me. Cause I was thinking that was going to be, it said it was at a casino, and anyway, not close to me, but that was one of them that just popped up that they must be touring around a little bit again. So, or maybe they always have been and I just don't hear about it, but all right.
I was going to say, Alex, that is a great cover. Limp Bizkit on the MTV Icon that they did on MTV. Limp Bizkit did a cover of Metallica's Sanitarium. That was really good. And when they did George Michael's Faith.
Yeah.
Other one.
Oh yeah.
They played that one a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, the original is really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love George Michael's Faith album. I to find out on vinyl was really hard to find, but that's One More Try is my favorite George Michael song. And I can listen to that all day long and never get sick of it.
I think that's the one I got in trouble for buying the cassette of it. Because is that the one that has "I Want Your Sex" on it? Or is that
yes.
I can't remember.
No, that's not on it. That's on his album before that one.
Whatever one that was on, I bought that one, and my mom heard it. I'm like, okay, you got mad because I was listening to heavy metal, and you were like, that was like during the satanic panic thing, and they're like all scared about that. And then I play that one, and you get upset with them. What am I supposed to listen to?
I was gonna say, right over here.
I'm sorry, what was the song they played on MTV all the time where he was sitting in a reading den with the animals and all that stuff?
Oh, George Harrison.
Was that George Harrison?
That was George Harrison. I got my mind. I got my mind set on you.
Yeah, that wrong person.
Yeah, I was gonna say George Michael's "I Want Your Sex." I got the maxi single for that, just for the artwork. I had to buy it.
Whatever one that was on,
something else I missed.
I thought it was on the Faith one, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But
back when they had the
Faith was a good song.
The sample CD of like the hit, you could go in there and have like a whole wall of just like just the one song.
Yeah. I used to go to Strawberries all the time just to buy those cassette singles all the time.
Yeah, they'd have them with the little like a slipcase almost, a little
it was just a little cardboard case,
and like one song per side.
Yeah, I think one of the last ones I bought that I remember was Red Hot Chili Peppers, "Give It Away," and Jane's Addiction's "Been Caught Stealing." I think those are the last two that I remember buying.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a while back in the 90s.
Because that's what I figured out. Because I forget what the name of the place was that was in the mall, but they had the listening stations where you could scan the CD and listen to like 20-second clips of all the songs. And then
was that Sam Goody?
No, we didn't have a Sam Goody here.
We had a Blockbuster Music that would let you do that.
Maybe it was Blockbuster Music.
It didn't last for a long time, but they had the little stations where you could play clips of it. And
And that's when you could finally figure out if you needed to buy the whole CD or you could just go over and buy the single.
Yep. Yeah.
Because before then you bought the CD and it was like 50-50 if you're going to like the whole thing or it's just that one song.
I was going to say there was two bands that it drove me nuts. I think we talked about this before, but there was a band called Poe that did a song called Hello.
Yeah.
And the ones that they played on the radio, I loved it. I bought the CD, and the CD version is nothing like the radio version.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
like the radio version. Yeah.
Yeah, but the CD version is nothing like the radio, the radio one. It's completely different. Just like that. Just like that band Deep Blue Something when they did Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, yeah.
The CD, I love the music video and the one they play on the radio, but the CD version, nothing like it. Completely different. I'm just like, that's one thing I never liked. If you're gonna play it like live and you want to jam out like the Black Crowes do, fine. But the radio, I wish they would put both versions on the CD.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I love it. I like it. Maybe in the main track list, it's the album version, but then at the end they'll throw on like, okay, here's the radio cut, of it, so you can hear that both versions of it. Or, I like when they do stuff like that. But yeah, that's annoying when you go buy it because that's what you liked and then it's not there. But
yeah, I always hated when they do that.
Ryan, I think we're about around to you again.
So Book Broker, I've got a little place in town. They've been around for 40 years or something like that. They do used movies, used CDs, books, and all that good stuff. I go there about once every 2 months to see what new stuff they have in, and I paid $18, which is a little bit more than what I'd like to pay. 5 CDs, but these are all like brand new. I picked up Kid Rock, his original album, just because I wanted Only God Knows Why. I think it's a song on here.
Yeah, that's on there.
That's got Cowboy, doesn't it, and Bad Widow or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much just it. It has Cowboy, Bob with the Bar, and it has Only God Knows Why.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge Kid Rock fan, but I really like Only God Knows Why because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I picked that up. That was $3. Genesis Invisible Touch.
I
kind of bought this just to annoy my kid. Because I love it's got the Land of Confusion and then of course Invisible Touch, which I love Invisible Touch. The first CD player I ever got was I don't remember the brand, but it had a 3-disc changer on the top and it had 2 cassette decks. My mom bought it for Christmas in '92 for me. That was like my only present. But when you bought it, you could send off for 2 sample CDs. And one of the sample CDs I got had Invisible Touch on there, and that was my introduction to Genesis. And dang it, I can't think of his name now, the drummer.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah. And I played the heck out of that sample CD, and I loved Invisible Touch. So I bought this, and then on the way to Louisville, Invisible Touch came on, and I was sitting there just singing the heck out of it. My son was like, "Shut up!"
I still remember when some like that album and some of those were really popular, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to dig back into stuff." And then little did I know that it was Peter Gabriel and more prog rock, earlier. So I think I went out and bought one like Foxtrot. I don't know if you know that album or not, but yeah, there's like one song on there that is like almost the whole backside of the album.
because Genesis was more like Yes in the early days when Peter Gabriel, because he wanted to be very experimental, and when he left to go solo, that's when Phil Collins decided, okay, I guess I'll sing even though I don't want to sing, and then he became the singer of the band later. And then that's when it became more commercial.
Yeah, and I told my son that too. I'm like, he is playing the drums and he is also singing at the same time, and it kind of blew his mind because
that'd be hard to keep your breath out, I think. And I always see memes too. Sorry to keep on cutting into it.
No, you're fine.
They were making jokes about that. I see memes pop up once in a while and said, little did we know somebody that looked like they were dressed like your IT help desk could rock so hard or something like that. He'd be like in khaki pants and a button-up shirt, and he's like with the headset on going. But anyway.
I was always I'm a huge fan of Phil Collins. I got a lot of his music.
Oh, Verve Pipe.
$2. I picked up the Verve Pipe Villains again. I played the hell out of the CD back in the day. I got rid of it. I bought the single for the Freshman because it had 4 different versions of the Freshman. That's like one of my favorite 90s songs. But I don't remember the rest of this album. So I went back, I bought it, and honestly, listening, this is another one of those albums. I played it way too loud, and the music wasn't good. But going back and listening to it now, like there's a bunch of good music on this CD. I was surprised.
That CD, I'll tell you something, a funny story. You'll have to try it out sometime, see if it still works on that. I'd assume it's the same. But there was one day I had it in, and my son was super young. And I didn't realize he went up to the stereo and turned the knob, the left-right balance for the speakers. He turned the knob all the way to one of the speakers. So it like basically shut off one speaker. And the Freshman, at least one of the versions on there, it the vocals and a couple of the instruments are on one side and the rest is on. Well, I thought it was like a hidden track. It sounded almost like a stripped down, like almost unplugged version of the Freshman.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, what track is this? And then I figured out he had turned so if you want to have some giggles and you have a way to do left right balance on your speakers, I can't remember which one it is, but whatever one you can hear the lead vocal, you got to go to that one. And it almost made it sound like almost like an unplugged, kind of a stripped down version of it. It actually sounded kind of cool, I thought.
The single that I bought, it's got 4 different versions of it. It's got the studio album version. It's got the radio edit. It's got a demo version, and then they don't call it acoustic, but it's like, I think it's called like a studio. It's called something different, and that one's my favorite one because it is almost kind of stripped down, and the vocals are more forward.
Yeah,
and it just sounds a lot better. But then like I said, I picked it up, listened to the album again all the way through. I'm like, oh, we're actually a good album.
I got to read this really quick. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Joe's prog rock history lesson reminds me. Everyone ever watched the Yacht Rock mockumentary from 2005? I'm like, nope, I haven't.
No, but I really want to check it out now.
I know I have not watched it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch.
No, you're fine.
I just saw that. It made me laugh.
I seen something about that yacht rock mockumentary just recently because somebody compared a movie that just came out to it on one of the labels, and I don't remember what it was. It was like a month and a half ago. Anyway, AC/DC, Back in Black. I had the greatest hits forever, and then it got broken half, and then they just had this. It was $4. I figured, why not? And then I've never owned this album, and I've always wanted it. I'm not a huge Megadeth fan, but Corrosion of Conformity. This is Corrosion of Conformity, isn't it?
No, that's Megadeth.
And the Countdown to Extinction. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking of that. But yeah, I've always wanted this album. But yeah, $6 for it, but it was brand new. It was actually still in the I guess it wasn't in the wrapper because the sticker would have been under the wrapper. But this thing, brand new, never been played. I remember when Sweating Bullets came out, and I loved that video for it. So
when the last time I saw Megadeth live was the 25th anniversary of that album. They played that album in its entirety, and it was great because that was a good album from them.
I'm going to run through my other stack real quick too, Corey.
I was just going to, yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say the only one I ever really had was a buddy of mine gave me a cassette of. He ended up with 2, but it was Rust in Peace. That was the Megadeth that I had. But,
1990. Great album.
And then I said I've been buying a lot of stuff on Amazon. I've been picking up random stuff on there when I find it on sale. Plus, there's a couple new albums in here. 2 new albums. I guess this one isn't new. This is their last album. Picked up 21 Pilots, Clancy. That was their last album. Couldn't find it anywhere. Barnes Nobles didn't have it in store or anything like that, but it was on sale on Amazon for like $10 or something like that, $9.96 or whatever they sell it at. I like 21 Pilots. They're one of the few late 2000s bands that I actually listen to. They are getting a little weird in their stuff now. They're not like they used to be.
I have the vinyl for Trench.
I love that album.
I like that one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is just their self-titled Cypress Hill. Pick this up from Amazon for dirt cheap again. This has got how I could just kill a man, hand on the pump, all that stuff. I love Cypress Hill. Back in the early 90s, every Friday there was this, I forget what the name of the church is now, but they'd always have group dances for like the neighborhood, like all the different schools. And they would always play Insane in the Membrane and then Jump Around, House of Pain. Yeah. So I just early love of Cypress Hill. I always liked them. And it's just, I don't know, they're cool. So I picked it up.
That's
great album.
That's high school football for me. That was when we cranked in the locker room all the time. But it was fun. It'd get you pumped up.
Yeah, I had the vinyl. This next one I bought, I had the vinyl for it, but we just talked about it a minute ago. Judgment Night soundtrack.
Yeah,
and I had this in the collection before, got rid of it again. Had the vinyl, went ahead and picked up the CD.
You have more Cypress Hill on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does. Helmet and House of Pain, Teenage Fan Club and De La Soul, Living Color and Run DMC, Biohazard and Onyx, Slayer and Ice-T, Faith No More and Booyah Tribe, Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill, Dinosaur Jr. and Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Mudhoney and Sir Mix-a-Lot, Therapy and Fatal, and then Pearl Jam and Cypress Hill. Great.
I always like that Biohazard and Onyx one.
Yeah, Slam.
Yeah.
That was a great song.
But I think this is a repress because this looks like brand new. And that's one thing I've noticed Amazon's been doing. Like there'll be CDs out of stock for a long time. And then all of a sudden, boom, they've got like 50 copies of them. So I don't know if there's somebody going around, like a company going around reprinting stuff or whatever. Speaking of, this one was out of print forever. It just came back in and I had to grab it. MF Doom, Doomsday, his first album. You don't know who MF Doom is. All caps on the man's name. Finishing out Deftones. This is another one of the albums. It was out of print for a while. Gore. When I went through and bought all their other stuff. This one was just harder to find and it finally came back in stock. So picked it up. Probably my least favorite Deftones album. It's just got a different feel to it. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't sound as Deftone-y as like his other albums. There are other albums. And this, speaking of white rappers, if you want to call this guy a rapper, he's pop, but I love this guy. I think he's hilarious and his songs are actually catchy, but Oliver Tree,
never heard of him.
This is his newest album.
I was waiting for you to pull out like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
I thought he was going to pull out Snow with Informer.
No,
that would have been a good one too. Oh, that would have been a good one.
I bet you have actually heard some of his songs, Joe, if you listen to any kind of like pop radio. So his first album was like a serious, like jokey rap album. His second album, he went all cowboy rap, and then this one is like club music. It's crazy. Like he's different, but Oliver Tree,
I'll definitely check it out.
It's different. And once you've heard him, once you start listening to him, you probably have maybe heard one or two songs. He's got a bunch of he's had probably about 7 or 8 songs on the radio. Like he's had a bunch of stuff on there, but he's just one of those things I picked up and I really like.
That's cool.
That was it from Amazon.
Nice.
Right. Mr. Joe.
Okay. Before I start showing, are we going to do more rounds or?
I'm available too. It depends what you guys want to do.
That was the last I had. I want to just get them out of the way. That way we can talk stuff.
So you're okay. So you're all out.
We got Dell in the house.
Oh, I'll have to.
What's up, Dell?
I have to hit the chat again here soon and say hi to everybody.
All right. I won't show everything just in case.
Well, do you guys want to wrap it up this one, or do you want to go another?
No, I can.
You guys can show whatever you want. I didn't have a whole lot with me because I've been buying stuff, but it's been so spread out. And this has been like, I bought 3 big clumps of stuff that's all came in the last 3 weeks.
No, I was going to say, we could still talk music and everything else. I just wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't. I didn't want to be the only one. I didn't want to be the odd man out still showing stuff when you guys are all done.
I can still split it up over a couple.
Okay.
Whatever we feel like. Yeah.
I'll split it up. Okay. I'll show. Well, I'll go up to here. Well, let's do that. No, we'll go to there. Okay, we'll stop at this one. Okay, let me show these first. Okay, first one I picked this up at Bull Moose. I'm a big fan of this band since the early '80s, and it's the Ramones. Hey ho, let's go! And
Nice.
this is their greatest hits. This was a Record Store Day exclusive. That's just a bunch of Ramones covers on black ice vinyl. I've been waiting for Ramones Mania to come back in stock because I got that CD twice. I have one copy in my car, one copy in my player, but you always got to have a greatest hits Ramones on vinyl, so I had to pick that up.
You know what I love about that the most? That whole album is only about 9.5 minutes long.
Yeah, about that because their songs are so fast. And if you ever seen them live, I've seen them live twice. Last time I saw him live was at a place called the Palladium at Rocky Point. That used to be an amusement park in um, Warwick, Rhode Island, and they play their songs a lot faster live. I remember going there and laughing because they were playing the next night. Winger was going to be there, so I got a good chuckle. But next one I picked up was I got this at Bull Moose as well. And this is Lorna Shore's new album, if you like deathcore. And this is I Feel the Ever Black Festering Within Me that I had to pick up. I like Lorna Shore. They're in New
It's not a death
Jersey.
metal cover. That's a nice Christian title. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
But they're a New Jersey band. I went to go see them live, I think 2 years ago. I saw them, brought Marie with me to torture her ears, and they're great live. Another band I'm a big fan of, since I'm a big fan of the Misfits, I'm a big fan of him as well. And this is Danzig 4 on vinyl that I had to scoop up. So I love Danzig. He's
I
like
just know the mother.
mother.
So you played that song the other, or you had it on your Instagram. I've never gotten into the Misfits, and the only song I do know from Danzig is "Mother."
Mhm.
So was he part of the Misfits first, and then he
Yes.
left them?
The
And then
Miss
they carried
yeah.
on, or
Glenn Danzig started the Misfits in 1977, and he's the pretty much the founding member of the Misfits. He left in 1983 and decided he was bored with the Misfits and he was having a bunch of issues with them. He started a band called Sam Hain after that. They did 2 studio albums. Then he decided to leave that and he decided that he wanted to start another band. And Rick Rubin wanted to work with him. And he says, instead of calling all these bands, all these different things, why don't we just name it Danzig? Because it's going to be your band. And then he decided to start Danzig. In 1993, Jerry Only, the bassist for the Misfits, finally got the rights back to use the name The Misfits. And then him and Doyle, that was the guitarist for the Misfits, in the later years, joined with a drummer called Dr. Chug. And the lead singer was a guy called Michael Graves that was 19 years old at the time. And then the new Misfits came out that they did 2 albums. That was American Psycho and Famous Monsters. And then Michael Graves, they kicked out of the band because he was really young. He was drinking a lot and he got really political. Then Jerry Only, the bassist, decided to start singing. And then he got Dez, that was the lead singer of Black Flag, to play guitar with Marky Ramone playing drums. And then they did later Misfits that's like Black Rain and Project 150. That's not so good. I don't consider that the Misfits, but that's like the Misfits history in a nutshell.
I've never got into them, but I've always wondered that because I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say
the lead singer of the Misfits, or who's like the big dude in the Misfits that's like all muscular. It's got like the big.
That's Doyle, He's
Okay.
the guitarist. That's his full name is Doyle von Frankenstein.
Okay.
He, he's
That's a name.
he's yeah, he's his girlfriend is she was the singer for the band The Agonist, and then she became the singer of Arch Enemy. That her name is Alicia something Goltz or something like that. And she just left Arch Enemy recently. But yeah, that's Doyle. He's the guitarist. That
Joe,
when he joined the Misfits, he didn't know how to play guitar, and his brother, that was the bass player, taught him with uh, Glenn, and he pretty much learned two chords and recorded the first album for the Misfits, only knowing two chords of playing guitar.
Nice. Now that was a similar. The Ramones were similar with their playing style because I've owned a couple, but they only knew like three chords, and they just
I was
figured
gonna
if they
say, yeah.
played them fast. Like okay,
Yeah, Ramones only knew how to play three chords. Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day only knew how to play three chords. When they decided to do American Idiot, because all he knew was three chords, that's when they had to get the second guitarist because Billy Joe didn't know how to play any of that stuff. And they had him pretty much stay off stage, and then in the later years, they brought him more to the forefront. But he was always off to the side back then.
His name escapes me now, but the leads, not Paul Barr, but the other guy, the lead singer for the Dropkick Murphys. He actually started off as the bassist, and he did not know how to play bass. And there's a documentary about one of the first live shows they played, and they actually show his bass, and he's got the notes like where his fingers are supposed to be written on the neck of the bass. And then he ended up moving up to being the lead singer later on. Albar, I forget who I said. Albar was the other singer.
Yeah. It's
Casey.
just like
Casey
it's like what how people call nowadays industry plants. The one of the first industry plants ever was Sid Vicious for the Sex Pistols. That the only reason they put him in the band is because of his look. He never learned how to play bass the whole time he was with the Sex Pistols. He's only recorded one song ever for the Sex Pistols, and when they played live, they actually turned his bass down because it was so bad live that they just turned it down and just let him just go nuts on stage.
Jeez.
Because he couldn't play a lick of music.
So he's like the reverse, or he's like the male version of Yoko Ono.
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen the video? It pops up on Instagram and YouTube every once in a while where
Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry, yeah. He starts screaming and somebody has the mind off stage to turn off her microphone, and he's like, what the hell?
I was going to say another one that's really funny, and I'm not sure if it's on YouTube, but I saw it a long time ago. Paul McCartney's wife that died, when she was the backup singer in Wings, she was completely tone deaf, that they used to turn down her mic. And there's actual board recordings of what she sounded like. And it is as bad as Yoko Ono. She was completely tone deaf, and it was so bad. But Paul McCartney wanted his wife in the band and put her there playing keyboards, but she could not sing a lick.
Jeez.
Yeah. Next one, real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Speaking of Metallica, I got this I found it on Instagram on a place called Sun Valley Records or something like that. And this is Metallica in the City of Brotherly Love. And this is them live. And the reason I bought this is because, speaking of Garage Inc., this is all Metallica live songs that were all covers. That it's Die Die My Darling from the Misfits, Blitzkrieg, Small Hours, The Prince, Zabra Cadabra, that's on Garage Inc., Stone Cold Crazy, that's a Queen song. Turn the Pages on here, Am I Evil from Diamond Head, just Bread Fan, just a bunch of stuff. Last Caress and Green Hell from So it's just Metallica live. I had to pick that up.
I like seeing Jason on the front there too.
Yeah. This one I bought because I do like some country, but this is now. That's what I call country 90s classics. And this has on it
Nice.
Boot Scoot and Boogie by Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah.
It has The Watermelon Crawl by Tracy Bird.
Yo.
The, what else is on it? Better Things to Do by Terry Clark. Check Yes or No by George Strait is on here. The Nights Went Out in Georgia by Reba McEntire. I love Reba McEntire. And
Boogie.
yeah, Boot Scoot and Boogie. I remember the guy on I think it was the season that Puck was on Real World. There was a country guy in there. And every time they showed him and he wanted to be a country singer, it was always doing a cover of Boot Scoot and Boogie. But this is a metalcore band from Chicago. It's Wage War, but this is their stripped down sessions vinyl that I had to pick up. But they're a metalcore band, but this is more stripped down acoustic on orange swirl vinyl. And then a band I already mentioned once. This was the last album that I needed of their first 3 albums that I really love. And this is Life of Agonies, Soul Searching Sun. This is a music on vinyl release. This one is number 921 out of 1,000. But this has the song Weeds. That was the only radio hit from this album. And like I said, the lead singer of this band left on this album because they started becoming too big. And the lead singer of Ugly Kid Joe sang for them for a little while. But I've always been a fan of Life of Agony. So when that got released, I couldn't buy it quick enough. But that's everything I'll show in this round.
I won't go.
Wage War's been kind of getting bigger lately, haven't they?
Yeah,
I've been hearing them a lot more on the radio.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wage War just released a new song last month because they got a new album coming out. Nice. They just released a new single. But they're a great band.
All right. I love it. I'm going to run. I fell behind a little bit. So I'm going to run through the chat just real quick before I show my things, just to say hi, because I see some people popping in, like Chilo in here saying, "What's up, Corey? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, too." I just don't want to miss anybody. Yeah, Jeff was saying everyone needs a little Megadeth in their music collection.
Yes, sir.
Anthony, what's going on, man? So Judgment Night is a banger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I might miss some of the stuff back and forth. Oh, right there. We got Dell in here saying, "What's up?" I know I saw Ryan respond there, but good to see you, sir. All right. At least I don't want to miss anybody saying hi or coming in for the first time.
You got the man, Anthony, Ors and Moors.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. And then Bumble Fritz, what's going on? But Anthony, good to see you, man. All right, I'm rushing here real quickly. Anthony, how many Saint Anger albums do you own, Joe?
I only own it once on CD. I will never own it on vinyl. That Saint Anger snare, I just can't get over.
We got Ashley in here, Zombie Girl, saying howdy dudes. Good to
howdy.
See you. Good to see you. All right. I think I'm kind of caught up there, so I'll try to be a little better with that. But all right, I'll start with things I've been listening to. So I already had them in the collection, but you said I got to show the White Rapper now. You said so.
Yeah.
Well, I got to up the game. There's not just one White Rapper. There's 3. So
we'll Beastie Boys, yeah.
So I had to pull in my compilation album too.
So I have that album. It's a great album.
Yep. So you got all their hits. Well, I guess I got the album on the backside there, so you can't see the songs. But that was one that I threw on the other day to listen to. A couple female artists that I enjoy. Also going along with the 90s theme. Well, one of them anyway. We had a little Natalie Merchant with Tiger Lily.
Mhm.
I absolutely love her voice. But anyway.
I want to say she did a great Unplugged
Oh yeah.
when she was with
Yeah.
10,000 Maniacs.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love it.
She was the singer in 10,000
10,000.
Maniacs?
Yep.
Yes.
No, I did not know that.
Yep. That was
Yes.
before. And then she split off and went solo.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned something new.
That is correct.
See, that's why we got to have these more.
I know, right? So I was going to say Joe's probably forgotten more about music than I know.
I was going to say I know a lot
But
about movies.
I did know that. I did know that.
I know a lot about movies, but I know a ton about music.
Yeah. Well, that's fun stuff.
Yep.
All right. Another female artist. This is later. This is probably like 2010s or 50, something like that. But I don't know. Somewhere in that range. I'm not as good about the. But anyway, we have Florence and the Machine. That's a really.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's I always forget that now. How big, how blue, how beautiful. That album. I like that.
That's a great album.
Yep.
I love her voice.
Their big song.
Dog Days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen, I went down a rabbit hole one day on YouTube about musicians visiting people in hospitals that couldn't make their concerts because they're dying. And she did a concert for a girl that had cancer, like a 14-year-old girl. And they showed her in the ICU room with her. It was just her and the guitarist playing that song. And it was just like super powerful. Like made me cry, man, powerful.
I could see that.
That's
cool that they did. That's cool that they did something like that.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to some more recent purchases. So I went and got the Paramore Riot.
Good album. Misery Business. Great song.
So grab that one. I haven't opened it yet. I need to. It's supposed to be silver edition. So we'll see how silver it is. Again, back to my 90s. I had this on CD for a long time. College stuff, listening to it. But got Goo Goo Dolls, Boy Named Goo. So I always like that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody, but
a band that started off as a punk band,
very punk, and then went mainstream.
Yeah, just like Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
What's that got on there? Is that Black Iris or Black Balloon or what songs on there?
That's a later one. This is like Name. Name is the big one on here.
Yeah.
Long Way Down.
Long Way Down. Okay.
Naked.
Twisted soundtrack.
Naked's a good one, but They've
always had good songs. Like even though they're poppy radio songs, like they are good songs.
Yeah.
But this one's cool too because it's 2 LP. So you got the regular release, but then they have a live concert from '96 on there.
Nice.
Too. So I think that's kind of cool when you can have that and like the album and I love it, but then it's cool to throw on and hear a live concert. Pretend I'm there, and I've actually seen them live a couple times, so it's kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was one at the time. My girlfriend, now my wife, she actually liked those. She was more country and stuff. So, but that was one I could drag her to. This one I never had actually on vinyl. I ended up grabbing it, but we got the Tron Legacy soundtrack. Little Daft Punk.
What's on that?
It's just the whole score for the movie.
It's the score of it. Okay.
Yeah, yep. But it was all done. Daft Punk did the.
It's just typical Daft Punk music. There's no lyrics.
No, it's instrumental score.
Instrumental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it. I always thought it was kind of a cool score for it, so thought I'd pick that up. I can stop at that for now. I don't have a ton left, but yeah, there was a few things.
Daft Punk was, again, we're going back to electronica music, like something I couldn't get into. Like they were kind of a gimmick. They kind of seemed like a gimmick, but their music's good. Like I've never not heard a song of theirs and been like, oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Some of those scores. So I like to just sit down and listen to music all the time, but like that's also one where, and nothing against it, but I can just throw it on and still be doing other things, and just have it on listening but not.
Yeah, it's background.
Not asking for my full attention.
Yeah.
And I like the movie too. So I like listening to it.
Nice.
You had Beastie Boys out. There was I like Beastie Boys. I never really got heavy into them, but I'm trying to think of the album. Was it the one that had Intergalactic on it? A tribute to New York or something?
Yeah, that oh, what's the name of it? I could picture it. Hello Nasty.
Yeah.
That has them in the sardine cover on the cover.
Yeah.
No, that is not the one I'm thinking of. It's the one after that.
Ill Communication? No, that's before.
They took a break after a while after
Check Your Head? Check Your Head was the first one that had Gratitude on. It was when they first started playing instruments. And then Sabotage was on Ill Communication.
Which I like.
And then
Hello Nasty came out in 98. To the Five Boroughs, 2004.
Okay.
That's what's it had check it out. That's what I was
thinking of. That's a good song.
That whole album is really good because they were more mature and we're actually, I think, talking about more serious stuff in that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that album, but Hello Nasty was a good album too.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I got into the Beastie Boys early because I used to have a Misfits. Going back to the Misfits because they're my favorite band of all time. Yeah. I used to have a poster that I got of Die Die My Darling of them going on tour, and it said opening for the Misfits, Necros and the Beastie Boys, when the Beastie Boys still played punk.
Yeah.
And the first album I ever got from them was a cassette of Pollywog Stew. That was right before Ill Communication came out, when they were still a punk band. Yeah. Before they got into rap. And then I got into that, and then I saw them on the Ill Communication tour in 1986 when they opened up for Run DMC on the Raising Hell tour. But my favorite album by theirs was Check Your Head, when they started playing instruments again. Yeah. When Gratitude was on it. What was on it? So What You Want was on that one as well. I just thought that was a great album. I was always thought.
One of my YouTube music video mixes that I have on there is the one where they do the Late Show and they play the instruments for is it Sabotage?
Sabotage, when they're all in the gray suits with the sunglasses.
So good.
Yeah. I was on Letterman.
Yeah, Letterman, yeah.
But that's where I knew when that vinyl album came out, I was going to get that one because it was the compilation. So I figured that way it was like picking and choosing the top ones off a lot of the different albums. But
yeah, I got that CD. It's really good. But there's that To the Five Boroughs. There was something about that album that I connected with a little bit better than some of their older stuff. Did you ever see the thing on MTV? It was like pre-Cribs where they were talking to them, and they went back to their block where they were supposed to have been in that apartment above the Chinese restaurant, and they couldn't even remember where it was at. Nobody knew who they were, at the Chinese restaurant, even though they had lived there for years. It was what is going on? So I always wondered, how much of the Beastie Boys was actually real, and how much of them were those early industry plant type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have fun with them once in a while. Not saying my favorite band, but that was something I was like, that's something different. I threw it on one night.
I was going to say, I won't say that, but Beastie Boys was one of the first rap bands that I ever liked. When they started doing rap on Ill Communication, I started getting more into rap, and that's when I found Houdini and Treacherous 3 and, the Sugar Hill Gang and a lot of the Eric B. and Rakim back in the day. It's the Crush Groove movie and soundtrack. When they first introduced LL Cool J and the Beastie Boys was in that movie. It's how I got into rap was through Beastie Boys and Run DMC.
My first rap album I ever owned was Young MC, Bust a Move.
Yeah.
1980, 88, 89, 90 maybe. I don't even remember when he came out. Go bust a move.
Yep.
Yeah.
That beat to it.
Yeah, he was Tone Loc's cousin.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Tone Loc's cousin.
Ricky Cole Medina.
I
He
guess I
did.
Yep.
Tone Loc didn't just pass away, did he? No, he was in
no,
the
he's still alive.
hospital.
Yeah, he was in the hospital. He's still
Yeah,
alive,
like
as far as I know.
Really, yeah. Again, another one of those things. Like you see a thing like Tone Loc rushed to the hospital under like serious condition, and then never hear anything again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Grandmaster Flash, another great one.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. Young MC was not my first one. My very first rap album I ever owned on cassette was Sir Mix-a-Lot Seminar. I love that album. My Hoopty. What else was on
Is
there?
Baby Got Back on that one?
No, that was the next album.
Okay.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. I don't even know where I even got that at. Somebody gave it to me, or I may have bought it. I don't remember.
I was
Posse on Broadway and My Hoopty was on there and a few other songs, but I love that album.
I'm gonna say because you're a little bit younger than me, I thought you were gonna say Two Life Crew.
No. Oh my God.
That was my
So-
brother. That was my brother exposed me to that one. He's
Yeah.
6 years older than me, but I was like,
I used to have that vinyl. One I wish I still had.
yeah.
So when that whole thing went down, I remember because that happened during the summer when the whole big thing blew up. It was on the news, on MTV, and all that stuff. And I had one of those. It was probably, I don't know, 1.5 by 1 foot zip top cassette cases that held like maybe 30, 32 cassettes in them or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there watching like TV on the, on the ground, or I'm playing a video game or something. I don't remember. My mom comes like storming in the room. She's like, "Where's your cassettes at?" I'm like, "It's like right there." And she picked it, unzipped it, and started going like, "What are you looking at? You ain't got out of that Two Crew people, do you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know who they were or nothing. Because I mean, I that happened in what, 80? I don't know. I was probably like 10 years old or whatever. It was early 90s.
Yeah. It was.
I'd say 80s. I remember hearing them, and my parent, because that was about the same time where my mom came back from a parent-teacher conference seminar thing, and they were freaking all the parents out about
because
satanic panic stuff. And
yeah, because I think when that first album, Nasty as They Wanna Be, I think that came out in like late 80s, and then he came out with the next album with the band in the USA, and I think that was early 90s, if I remember right.
They were formed in 84. Holy crap. She came in and like went through all my cassettes. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that made me think, well, who's Two Life Crew? And then he came out with the band in the USA, and that was the first song I ever took a tape recorder up to the TV, because it was like 100. It wasn't 120 minutes, but it was whatever on MTV was like world premiere from whatever his name was. Yeah, and then once I got a car and like was driving on my own, I went and bought like those first 2 albums, and as nasty as They Want to Be, and they had another one. Sports Weekend or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Yeah,
Played the
Nasty
hell
as They
out of
Want to Be. That was the only one I had. I had that vinyl because I had the girls on the cover.
Oh, Luther Campbell, Luther Skywalker.
Yeah, Luther Campbell.
Yeah,
because I remember everything happened. Everything happened in Broward County, in Florida.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a solid memory. Like just my mom going there freaking out about it. The other thing too, I mean, I remember when Bob Dole's wife was pushing for complete censorship of music and all that, and that was all going on.
Well, that's when we got the parental advisory sticker.
Yes.
Yeah, the PMRC.
And I remember the first time that ever affected me, because at that point you could just go buy albums. And I was in Alabama. We were down there on vacation visiting my relatives that lived down there. And we went to the Galleria of Birmingham, gigantic mall. I don't even know if it's still there. It's probably closed down because most malls are. But they had a record store there, and I went in, and Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 had just came out, and I wanted to buy them. And I was 13 years old, 12 years old at the time. I went to the counter and put them up there. I was like, oh, this is going to be no problem. The guy was like, new laws, new rules, parental stickers. You got to have somebody over 18 to buy these. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it had just had taken effect that year, and I was so mad. I had to go find my parents and have them come in there and buy the albums for me.
Yeah, because it came out right around that time. Because Use Your Illusion came out in 1990,
Yeah,
and I remember that. Yeah.
That was
I just
like
remember that
1990
because
was the first year that like that all took effect or something like
Mhm.
that.
I just remember that because I wanted both of them, but I couldn't afford to buy both of them. So I had to. I remember the big dilemma was picking which one I was going to get first, and had to save up for the.
Yeah, I remember. I remember asking my grandmother for money, and I drove all the way to Tower Records in Boston and bought them both. And then I got to go see them on that tour when
Nice.
Soundgarden opened up for him
Nice.
at the Centrum, and I was worried because that's when like all the rumbling started happening about him always being late to shows, but he was actually on time, and they played an awesome show that night. Like I
Nice.
said, it was the first time I saw Soundgarden, and they were.
I was going to
really
say
great
that's a
as
heck
well.
of a show to go to.
Yeah,
Yeah, have both of them there.
yeah. It was
I'm
during their
looking-
Bad Mother Finger days.
Really, I think. Well, Don't Cry, Live and Let Die, Don't Cry, November Rain,
Civil War's on that one.
Yeah.
Dead
isn't
Horse.
it?
That's on
all
the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which one I like more. I'm looking at.
I always liked number 2 more. That had You Could Be Mine on it. I think that had Yesterday on it.
Yeah, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yep.
Pretty Tied Up. I kind of like that song. You Could Be Mine, which I love. Don't
From
Cry with
Terminator.
alternate lyrics. Yeah. That video was awesome too.
Yeah,
When they had it synced whenever he comes down that hallway and drops the roses. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
yeah. Number 2 is always my favorite. I was always the biggest fan of the second one over the first.
I was going to say, I saw Dell put this in here a while back. He said Run DMC's self-titled debut was his first rap album. And
Yeah.
I was going to say, we were talking about kind of crossovers or collaborations between rock and rap. One of the first times I heard Run DMC was when they were with Aerosmith doing the, Walk This Way.
Walk This Way, yeah.
And it made me, but that was another one where I was like, who's this Run DMC? And then I went out and grabbed some stuff because after that I was like, this is pretty cool.
Saved Aerosmith's career.
Yep.
Sure gave him a shot in the arm for sure. It made him popular again. Got him
whatever is it? Tyler
Perry?
It's Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Tyler Perry, but I knew that was wrong. I knew there was a Tyler and a Perry in the band, but I was like,
At least he didn't say Joe Perry.
yes. So Steven Tyler was so against it because he didn't understand rap. And there's actually, I think you can find little clips on YouTube. He didn't understand how they were singing. He didn't think it was right. And then they came in and taught him how to do it. And yeah, Aerosmith blew up after that because they hadn't had a hit
Yeah.
in quite a while. I mean, you could say, no, because Living in an Elevator and Dude Looks Like a Lady came out after.
That was after. Their last stuff before that was Sweet Emotion and Dream On. That was I think that was in their Toys in the Attic albums.
When did the Permanent Vacation album come out?
That came out in right after they did Walk This Way. After Walk This Way, that's when they came out with Permanent Vacation that had Love in an Elevator and all that, and that's what kickstarted their career again.
Yeah,
was that album?
Get a Grip had a bunch of great songs on there,
and then Pump.
Pump was Didn't Pump have Love in an Elevator?
No, Permanent Vacation. Pump had I think it had What It Takes on it.
Huh, okay.
That's my favorite. It's like people are with Phil Collins In the Air Tonight when the air drums come in, they go do 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 do. Every time Aerosmith, my favorite song by them was always What It Takes, and it always starts boom 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 ba ba. And every time it does it, I have to air drum to that part because I always love the beginning of that song.
I'm looking at it right now on Wikipedia. On Pump, there is Going Down / Love in an Elevator.
Really? I thought it was on Permanent Vacation.
And also,
I could be wrong. I don't know. I just remember Permanent Vacation. It didn't have. Is it Angel?
I thought that was later.
Oh, all I remember is school dances to that one.
I'm trying to because Angel and Crazy were on the same album.
Oh,
And
maybe I'm saying the wrong.
I
Maybe
thought
not.
that I thought that was on one of their later albums.
I wonder which one. There's one off of Permanent Vacation. I thought it was Angel, but I like I said, I could be wrong. At a certain point, I just started blurring everything together. Either way, I remember having some dances at school to that one.
Yeah. Because I thought Love It in an Elevator was the song that brought him back after Walk This Way. But I could be wrong. Janie's Got a Gun, yeah. That's later on. I thought that was later on as well. Or that's on the same album as Love in an Elevator. I'm trying to go off from memory.
I think that's Pump. I'd have to look it up.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. So Permanent Vacation only has Dude Looks Like a Lady.
That's what I was thinking of. Not Love in an Elevator. Dude Looks Like a Later.
Pump has, Janie's Got a Gun and Love in an Elevator.
Yeah, because Dude Looks Like a Lady was the song that was their big song. It wasn't Love in an Elevator. Love in an Elevator was later on.
Yeah, 89. And then Janie's Got a Gun was 89. I remember that video. Who was that in the video? It was
Which one? Janie's Got a Gun?
Oh no, yeah. Alicia Silverstone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She was in a couple of their. Wasn't she in two of their videos? Or no. Alicia Silverstone was in no, it's somebody else.
Liv Tyler, Steven Tyler's daughter.
Yes,
the lead singer's daughter. She was in Angel and Crazy.
Yep, but was Crazy both her and Alicia Silverstone?
Alicia Silverstone was, I think it was Crazy. I thought she was in two of them. I think it was Crazy as well. Yeah, because she pulled up in the car to grab her at the end, and that's when she did the whole dance in the strip joint. Alicia Silverstone had the hat on, and that was Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. I remember I bought Get a Grip, and it had the cow on the front, and the album, they had scented it to smell like a cow. It was weird. At least I swore up and down it did.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Yeah.
I was never really a big Aerosmith fan. I love Sweet Emotions. That's probably my favorite song.
Bill was saying Paul Revere is his all-time favorite Beastie Boys song.
Mine is She's Crafty. That's on the Pickup Artist soundtrack.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
I'll have to say hi. Quick Unplugged came in here. Hello, how are you guys doing? We're doing good, man. Good to see you.
How we doing?
And he was also commenting on some epic beards that he's seeing on the screen tonight.
Yeah, mine's not really much of a beard, just a really ugly goatee-ish looking.
I would say
you guys actually. I can't get my hair to come off the chin like you guys. Mine just kind of goes down my neck.
Corey's got the epic beard because he's got that stripe right there. I just say I got hair on my face.
I got my racing stripe, I call it, right down the.
Yeah,
my big gray spot down my chin.
I'm mad too because I still got like this patch of black on this side, but on this side it's only like this little strip, so it's like not totally grayed through.
All right. Well, Joe, did you have anything else you wanted to show before?
Oh, of course I still. I can burn. I'll burn through. If we're wrapping up, I'm going to burn through it all.
Go for it.
Okay. First two things I got is two unofficial releases. These have never been released, and I've been dying. I've heard about it, and it's been folklore for years that these were out. And this is from 1977, and it is the Misfits, the Manny tapes. This is Volume 1 and Volume 2. And I had to get these. A lot of these songs are different takes that were never released. Some songs that I've never heard of. I had to pick those both up. This one I just bought yesterday at Bull Moose, and it's Duran's greatest hits. I've always been a big fan of Duran since the 80s, and it has a bunch of their hits from their first album, their self-titled, all the way to their wedding album, as they call it, that has Come Undone on it.
I just remember Hungry Like a Wolf.
Oh, yeah, that's on there. Speaking of Iron Maiden, the tour that I saw them on, this is a 1988 re-release of Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
Yeah.
I like this. This has the Clairvoyant on it, and Can I Play with Madness that I really like. A band that I have history with. This is their second album from Massachusetts. This is Kill Switched and Games. Kill Switched and Games, Alive and Breathing. This is their second album. Big fan of this album. Great album. Love it.
What's the one? Sorry to cut you off, but I have a CD I've had forever. What's the one that has like the heart with all the nails in it? Or
That's End of a Heartache. That's the album after that when Howard Jones became the singer after Jesse Leach left the first time. That's the last album with Jesse Leach. Then Howard Jones comes back, and then Jesse Leach comes back later on when Howard Jones leaves. This is NF's new album. This is Fear. This is only an EP. It's only 5 songs on it. He did a song on here also with MGK. It's pretty good. I really like this album. I had to get it to complete my vinyl discography. And if you go from Christian rappers, you have to go to this next. This is, I think they're from Ohio. There's some death metal. This is Cattle Decapitation. This is limited to 200 on red vinyl. So if you're going Christian rappers, you got to go death metal next.
You're telling me they're a Christian death metal band?
No.
Okay.
And then if you're going to show that, you got to show some more Cattle Decapitation. So you got to go with that one next.
They got some crazy artwork, man.
Yes, they do. And then I picked this up at those 2 Cattle Decapitations I got from with that CD lot. This I picked up at Guitars and Grooves. It's a place that sells guitars and they sell used vinyl. And this is Now Yearbook 1987. This is a 3 LP on orange that has just a ton of stuff on here, but it has some of the stuff on here is like Bananarama, Rick Astley, Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi, Sting, Bruce Springsteen, Tina Turner, and the hits, Bonnie Tyler, and just the hits go on and on. Just a bunch of good 80s stuff. Don't judge me, but this is an album that is close to my heart. My grandmother used to play it a lot when I was a kid. This is from Kmart that somebody paid back when this came out, $6.44 back in the 80s. And it has the song from Urban Cowboy that still has the hype sticker in the plastic. And this is Anne Murray's Greatest Hits.
Nice.
I love Anne Murray. Like I said, it reminds me of when I was a kid, and it's just I already have this album in my collection, but I found one in the shrink with the hype sticker. I had to upgrade it for an original pressing of it because I love that album so much. This, I picked Newbury Comics last week, had a 20% sale on vinyl, so I picked this up, and this is Mariah Carey's new album. I have all of her albums on vinyl, so I had to pick up her new album because why can't you listen to Anne Murray, go to death metal, and go to Mariah Carey next?
That's right.
Exactly. And then if you have that, you got to go a little country. I have this album already in the collection, but this had a couple of other songs that has features with Halsey, Keith Urban, and Skylar Grey on it. And this is the Black Friday exclusive of Jelly Roll's Beautiful Broken.
Nice.
On there, so I had to grab that. I have all of his albums on vinyl, so that variation I didn't have. And let me see if I can do it, from Louisville, a great hardcore band. I have all of their vinyls. This is the only one I was missing. Newbury Comics had an exclusive, limited to 500. And this is Knock Loose, A Different Shade of Blue. It's the only one I was missing. And now I have it. And now, like I said, I had to pick up the Newberry Comics exclusive, limited to 500, so I can have all of their vinyls. Some more. This is technical blackened death metal, and this is a band called Obscura that I had to pick up, and this is on red vinyl. This came from the same lot as the Storage Locker, and from the Storage Locker as well, I had to pick up some more Cattle Decapitation. Look at that artwork,
man. I was gonna say.
I had to pick that one up. Yeah, this is on some good maroon vinyl.
I checked them out one time just because I was interested in the name. The name obviously it's interesting, and I checked them out one time. I listened to like one or two songs. I'm like, nah, not for me.
Not for you. I like them. This album, I picked it up at Newberry Comics for 20% off, and I banged the living hell out of it. I watched the documentary on Prime, and I had that. When I saw the vinyl, I grabbed this. If anybody was in front of me, I would have knocked them over for it, because I love this album. And this is Pink's All I Know So Far. This is her live in concert. And I had to pick this up. And on here, what I like about it is she does a couple of covers on here, but she does I'm Just a Girl from No Doubt. She does Bohemian Rhapsody and We Are the Champions on it. And Pink is just an amazing singer. I've been a fan of her since her first album. So I have a bunch of her albums on vinyl, and I have a ton on CD. But I'd never had a live vinyl, so I had to pick it up. Nice. This is one that I got from Sky Valley, because I know Movies of Ryan loves hair metal. This is another music on vinyl release, and the number is 1103 out of 1500, and this is the best of Warrant.
Oh, nice.
That it has Down Boys on it. It has Heaven, Sometimes She Cries, Cherry Pie, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Just the hits go. I Saw Red, the acoustic version. They do a Bon Jovi cover of Bed of Roses on here. It's just banger. I love Warrant. I thought Janie Lane was a good singer. R.I.P.
Cherry Pie is the only song I know on that.
Band that we... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say with Warrant, the one that we played all the time was the one that had Down Boys and
that's Dirty, Rotten, Filthy,
Rich,
Stinking Rich.
Yeah, I can't remember the full album. I just remember that art of the fat guy with the rolled up $100 bill or whatever, smoking or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I remember playing that one like crazy.
Yeah, a band that Movies of Ryan, a band that Movies of Ryan mentioned earlier, and a band I opened up for. This is the only album I didn't have, and I don't have the DVD of this yet because the DVD is hard to find. But this is Kitty, a 20th anniversary special edition live album called Origins Evolutions Live. And this is almost every member of Kitty that they ever had. That has Morgan, the lead singer and guitarist, and her sister Mercedes. These are all the bass players that they ever had. These are all the guitarists that they ever had. Only one guitarist is missing. One bass player, that's the original bass player that should be right here. Her name was Talina, and she was the only one that didn't want to be part of this. But they did a full documentary on Kitty of their whole life and all of their members. And it has a bunch of their songs live from over the years that they brought every single one of the members up on stage to play on the albums that they were on. So I had to pick that up.
That's cool.
Next one, I love live albums, and I said this on my story. I used to have a bootleg VHS of them back when they played Gilman in California, when the lead singer still had dreads. And to me, their first two albums that they never played live, except for when I saw them at Woodstock '94 they played a couple of the songs, but ever since after that they never played them live. And I met this band, and the lead singer I thought was kind of a dick. And it is Green Day live in New Jersey, 1982, and this has a ton of songs from pre-Dookie days. That Paper Lanterns is one of my favorite songs that they ever did.
Was it Kerplunk and what was the other one? The other one
is too long.
Yeah,
too long to pronounce, but it has a price tag on it similar to Garage Inc.
Yeah.
Here's a funny one. I love this band. Seen them live a couple of times. They were a punk band that did crossover and started doing kind of thrash. But it's a band called DRI. That stands for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And this is a 7-inch that has 22 songs on it. And the funny part is if you look at the song lengths, the longest
seconds.
the longest song is 1 minute and 16 seconds.
I see a bunch under a minute there. That's crazy.
Yeah. The longest song on here is 1 minute 16 seconds. But a lot of their songs are 18 seconds, 15 seconds. Fun fact, shortest song ever made was made by Napalm Death, and it's 8 seconds long.
There you go.
There you go. Fun fact for you. Another band that I like, I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing them because I can never pronounce it right. And this is, as they say, the harder it is to read the band, the more metal they are. And this is Sansabogan, I think they're called. I can never pronounce it right. Sansabogan. I saw them once, and I was a fan of them, so I had to pick it up, but I can never pronounce the name.
There's a guy I see every once in a while on Instagram. He takes those death metal covers, and he has a system on how hard they are, and he tries to figure out that he'll doesn't know the band. And he'll try to figure out what the name is on there, and if he gets it correct, then he gives it a rating of like how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
This album just finally got a re-release. This was one that I almost jumped the gun like 2 years ago and paid over $100 for literally something that only has it's a full album, but it's not like it only has 7 songs on it. But I'm glad I waited, and it's the album that came out before Rust in Peace, and we mentioned them many times today. And it is Megadeth's So Far, So Good, So What. This one I like because it has Anarchy in the UK from the Sex Pistols they did, and it has In My Darkened Room that they did for Decline of the Western Civilization Part 2, The Metal Years. That Shout Factory release. That was a documentary that they did. And then the last album that I got to show, I got this off of Whatnot, off of a place that's in Eastern PA called Spin Me Around Records. That's at a mall out there. But they do shows from their back. They do.
I know them on YouTube, right? They have a
channel.
Yeah.
They have that, and I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And I go on there. They do literally Whatnot auctions every day, and I bought this album from them. And this is her new album, and this is Poppy's Empty Hands. I'm a fan of Poppy's newer stuff. It's more metalcore. She did.
She's been with Knocked Loose, and then also what's her name from Evanescence here lately.
Yeah, she did a song on Knocked Loose's last album called "Suffocate" with them. That it sounds like brother and sister on there. And then she just did a song with Cordelia Plant from Spirit Box, Amy Lee from Evanescence, and her. And now they're going to be doing a tour, all 3 of them together this year.
Nice. Now, they're the one, the Knocked Loose and the Poppy song is the one that threw everybody into a fit on late
on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, on Jimmy Kimmel that everybody went nuts for.
I'm sorry, I thought we'd have this band on there, and apparently you guys didn't like it. No, it's because your crowd fucking sucks.
Yeah, because it's like the one lady was complaining. She goes, "My son was traumatized." And I'm like, "What? If your son is that young to be traumatized, he shouldn't be up at 11 o'clock at night watching TV. You should be sleeping."
Yeah.
Oh, very
Now,
good.
you said something about hair metal bands.
Yeah.
You said something about hair metal bands
because of your sisters.
Yeah. So when I'm over in Kentucky on Fridays, there's a radio station I listen over there. They play 80s, 90s, 2000s rock, alternative, all that. And I heard a song the other day I have not heard in forever, and I forgot how good it was. It's Poison, Something to Believe In.
Yeah. That's
like, oh, yeah, that. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, they also did Every Rose Has a Thorn, like those power ballad type 80s stuff.
Yeah, that's Something to Believe In is on their Flesh and Blood album, and Every Rose Has its Thorn. Fun fact, I used to sing in karaoke. That's on their Open Up and Say Ah album, their second album. But
by the way, that was 1039 Smoothed Out Slappy Hours songs is the name of that one.
That's their first one.
I used to have that CD. Are you saying it's worth a bunch of money now?
I have no idea. I used to have it on CD, and I had Kerplunk on CD. And speaking of binders, how we talked about binders, I used to have a 100-disc binder I used to bring to work to listen to music on my boombox, and somebody broke into my car and stole my binder that had both of those albums. Kerplunk I got on vinyl, but their first album, the vinyl has never been re-released, and if it has, I've never found it.
Nice. I'm gonna run through the chat just real quick, and then I just have two more to show, but we'll go through here. I was gonna say hi to Doom Boogie, jumped in here. Thank you very much, sir. Member for 3 months. I appreciate that very, very much. Very kind of you. Let's see who we got. We got True World in here. Said, what do you guys talk about around here? No pun intended. Well, my channel, it can be all over the place. You kind of have to look at the stream and the description of it. But tonight we were kind of running through some recent things we've been listening to and some new purchases that we've been bringing in. So just talking music tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever else the conversation goes. But yeah, thanks for jumping in here. I think that's a new name on the channel, so I always appreciate seeing new names. Whether it's me or the other two fine gentlemen here, Ryan and Joe, I got their links in the description of this video. So you want to check their channels out too, please do. Go hit the links and do the subbies and whatever, those things. But yeah, I just have two more. So I'll be one recent listen and one recent purchase. So
I hope he was making actual pun about that song name from Counting Crows, because I made the pun afterwards. It's been a long December, so we're talking hot music.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I used to hate the Counting Crows. I mean, hated them. And then Long December came out, and I love that song. And I've been listening. He's been I forget what the lead singer's name is, but he's been doing kind of tour because they had a new album come out or a new song and all that. And like, he really got treated horribly by the music industry.
Yeah.
That HBO Max documentary is pretty good. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
There's a new one. And I think it might be called Round Here or is it Long December? There's a new Counting Crows documentary on HBO Max if you have that. And it was very interesting, but it dives into that, like the industry, things kind of turning on them. They got popular so fast and then got hated and then just kind of dealing with some personal demons himself. And
that CD was huge. And then their follow-up, like everybody had all the music people had just already moved on from them, and it flopped, even though it's got some of their best music on
There's some good songs on there.
Yeah. And it just, it's been I like their new song too. I forget what it's called, something about being a space astronaut or something like that. Like, it's a catchy little song.
I don't know if I know that one. Speaking of when we were liking like the variety, the random mixes on, what do you call it, samplers or whatever.
Samples.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting late enough. I'm blanking on stuff now. There was one I still have the CD of, but I think it was, and I apologize if I get the record label mixed up with the letters, but I think it's DGC Rarities, Volume 1.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Counting Crows have a cover of Big Yellow Taxi.
Yeah. I remember when they did that.
Yeah,
That's also got I Hate You and I Want to Die by Nirvana. It's the only place I think you can. I don't think it was on that big anthology book that came out. I think that's the only way you can get that song on there.
Yeah, there was some.
Was that, or was it the? Am I thinking the Beavis and Butthead one?
Nirvana was on that one, but I'm blanking on what song it was, to be completely honest with you.
Now I'm doubting myself, because there may that I Hate You and I Want to Die may have been on the Beavis and one of the Beavis, because Beavis and Butthead, they had the movie soundtrack, and there was also something from the show that came out.
Yeah, the one from the show. The only song I remember on there was the "I Got You, Babe." That was on it. I think it was the last song on the last one. It was called Beavis and Butthead Experience or something.
Yeah. Spaceman in Tulsa was that Counting Crows song that's been popular on the radio lately. It's really catchy.
Oh, thanks for tuning in and listening along there.
Yeah, I remember back then, and there was a lot of one-hit wonders that I always felt like. I remember I always considered Counting Crows one-hit wonder, even though they had more than one hit. But I remember I had a sampler that had Counting Crows, Round Here, Two Princes, Spin Doctors, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, What I Am, and there was one other one, and I can't remember what it is, because I was waiting to. I didn't want to interrupt, and I can't. Oh man, what was it? It was one other one. It was around that same time, but there was a lot of those style bands that were coming out around that time that all had a lot of. Oh, it was Blues Travelers.
Yeah,
that first song that they had was on that sample.
The DGC Rarities Volume 1. I love how they called it Volume 1, and there was never
another one.
Had Teenage Fan Club, Nirvana, Pay to Play, Weezer, Cell, Hole, Beck, Sonic Youth, That Dog, Counting Crows, Einstein on the Beach for an Eggman, The Posies, Sloan, St. Johnny, Murray Attaway.
Oh, I had the wrong song. I had the wrong song then. I was thinking of the wrong. Anyway, they were on there, but I was talking about the wrong song. So there you go.
Pay to Play.
I say stuff wrong all the time.
Yeah. So what was that?
I don't remember that song.
That Einstein on the Beach show. That actually is a decent one though too.
I would say I remember.
I'm good at getting
one compilation. It was called "Sweet Relief" that came out a long time ago. It was a compilation for like not beating women, and it was the only way I was able to find Pearl Jam's "Crazy Mary." It was the only way they ever released it, was on the Sweet Relief soundtrack. Well, it wasn't a soundtrack. It was like a woman's.
It's Nancy Griffith's Sweet Relief. That was also, it was for the women of Croatia or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a really good Hootie and the Blowfish duet with her and them. Oh, God, they redid one of her songs and it was so good. I forget what the heck it was called. The Beavis and Butthead Experience. I'm still stuck on that.
Let's say hi to Angel real quick. The FL family vlogs there. Thanks for jumping in here, man. Good evening, Corey. Hope all is well, brother. Yep, it's going good. Hope you are too. Hope you and the fam are doing well. But yeah, I'll throw out my two here quick, and one listening to, I was going back to some 80s, so I had to throw on some NXS Kick.
Great album. That's a hit factory.
Yeah. I mean, that's like one of those where it could just be like pretty much a greatest hits album for him about, but there were some after that too, but I always enjoyed this one, and it's a very nice release as well.
Yeah. I got an OG copy of that one. I love that album.
No, yeah. I enjoyed that one a lot too. So
not to cut you off.
Go for it.
The Beavis and Butthead Experience had the Nirvana, I Hate Myself, I Want to Die. It also had Anthrax, Megadeth, Run DMC, Aerosmith, White Zombie, Primus, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Jackal, and then it also had the I Got You, Babe.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Great compilation albums in the 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Last but not least, one of the other new purchases was Muddy Waters folk singer. So Muddy Waters
Nice.
is blues singer, guitarist. Loves music, but this is going back to kind of talking about our unplugged love. For some of the MTV Unplugged. This was like an old unplugged where he was normally like electric guitar and everything. This was like a very stripped down in the studio where he had an acoustic guitar, like the bass was an upright stringed bass, piano stuff. So it was a very different sound for him, but it's very cool. So I haven't listened to the vinyl yet. I heard it sounds really, really great, but I've listened to it, streamed it before, but was excited to get some Muddy Waters in.
Nice.
So Joe, so the Crazy Mary from Pearl Jam was on Sweet Relief, a benefit for Victoria Williams, and then there was a follow-up album, Sweet Relief 2, which was I don't know what it was there was even a 3. Holy crap.
Yeah, the only one I ever knew about was the first one that had Crazy Mary on it.
Right. So this one had Garbage, REM, Nancy Griffith and Hootie and the Blowfish, Gravity of the Situation. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's got all sorts of stuff on her. Sparkle Horse, which Sparkle Horse was it Lou Reed and somebody else?
I don't remember.
Crackers on here.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I've got this album. I need to go back and look at it again.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a first one. I didn't realize that was Sweet Relief 2 is the one I had. I didn't realize the first one had Crazy Mary. I'm going to have to look up get that. Cause
that's
on here.
Yeah, all I ever owned was the first one. I remember buying the CD at Strawberries when it first came out, just because I was dying to have a copy of something that had Crazy Mary on it. So it was the only way you can get it back then. Yeah. I'm not sure if it ever got released after.
Was it on their double album? The one that you had to buy the 2 separate CDs and it had the actual separate thing, the best of like 1 and 2 or something like that?
I don't know. The only one that I ever bought, I think they were the first ones to ever do it. Back in the 90s when Pearl Jam came out, they came out with a CD that was called Pearl Jam Live in Atlanta. The first, you had to buy all the CDs separately. That the first one came in a trifold case, and then the second CD came in a cardboard sleeve. The third CD came in a cardboard sleeve, and I had to go to like 4 different stores to find all the CDs to fill up this Live in Atlanta. That was a 3 CD box set, but they released all the CDs separately. And it was the first time I ever saw that, and I'm glad now that we have internet, because back then there was pre-internet, and I drove all around the state trying to find those CDs.
I was gonna say, True World, I saw your comment there. You're almost 100 subs on your channel. Awesome, man. Taking forever. Nice. I needed to make more content. Hey, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I need to get going more stuff too, but as long as you're having fun with it, I'll check your channel out, man. Thanks for stopping in. I just copied your handle down, so I will definitely check that out. Where are we at here? Yeah, Movie Hunter. Corey, are you sure you weren't just listening to the left channel? Yeah, like my story with the freshman. Talking about it. Wow, you're actually listening, Movie Hunter. I like. Yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, that made me laugh. Yeah, maybe that Muddy Waters album I got it. I was just listening to the left channel. It really wasn't acoustic. But no, it is, and it's that one definitely is, and it's really good. If you like some blues music, it's some good stuff. Like that one's pretty laid back with the unplugged kind of version of it. But anyway,
yeah, I like blues.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Angel's asking, are you gonna go see Scream? Well, you know what, I'm not rushing out to it just because there's quite a few of them I haven't seen. I'll say that. I've actually only seen the first 2.
You see, they're making Scary Movie 7.
Yeah, I saw it on. I saw it on
YouTube. Wait for that.
I saw it on YouTube, and I heard they were playing trailers for it before Scream 7.
I was gonna say I just went on Amazon today and pre-ordered the Scream 7 Steelbook. for the sole purpose of I have all the Screams on Steelbook, so I just got to keep that one. The only one I'm missing is Scream 2. I cannot find it for the life of me for a good price, but every other one I have. So,
well,
one day I'll find Scream 2 Steelbook to have them all.
Sounds like it's doing well for its opening weekend. The movie. It sounded like I saw some post on something that it sounded like the box office exceeded what they were expecting, I guess. So,
yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. Usually, I don't listen to any of that stuff, and I like to form my own opinion. Just go in blind in a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that doesn't guarantee you're going to like it. It just I don't mind seeing that it's doing well though. But I was like, because that's probably good for the theaters then too. They're getting some more bottoms in the seats and getting some tickets sold and keeping the doors open and lights on and all that fun stuff. So, but,
for sure.
Movie Hunter was saying I'm still missing Scream 4 for Steel book. I think he's saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no US Steel. There was only a UK version.
I guess that's what. Yeah, he was saying there. No US Steel. Okay.
For what? Scream 7?
Scream 4.
Joe wants to prove you wrong.
No, I'm looking. No, there isn't. Yeah, Scream 4 is the only one I'm missing. And I got all the US ones. Yeah, I got 1, 3. And then it goes to the next.
The Scream 4 was not under the same movie banner as the other Screams or whatever. So it didn't, when they were re-releasing all the steelbooks for the movies, they didn't get a 4 because the whatever.
It's not Dimension Films.
Yeah, it wasn't Dimension. Somebody else didn't give them the rights to do it. So but they got it in the UK and released a UK steelbook.
Interesting.
Yeah, Lionsgate owns 4. He just said, yeah. And I was thinking of Pearl Jam Essentials, where it was a 2-disc thing, and Crazy Mary is not on there. I just found it. So that may be the only way to get Crazy Mary.
Yeah, it's on Sweet Relief. Because I remember that, and Yellow Ledbetter was on a single CD, if I remember right, and that was like the B-side. It was the only way I could find it back in the day.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to be the party pooper, but being a work night and all, I might have to wrap her up for this evening.
Hey, I've only got to be up in 5 hours, so
I was gonna say I have to be up in 5 hours as well.
Well, I guess I shouldn't complain. I'm 7 hours.
Yeah, so. Mystery. I get to work from home in the comfort of my.
Doesn't have to take his pajamas off.
Just so you're aware, that's not happening as much anymore. They've made some changes, and let's say there's more days in the office than at home now.
You said something about that on your one live stream.
Got to put real pants on now. And go into the office. But thanks for everybody for jumping out here. And I guess we could run around. Like I said, I have both of your links in the description. If anybody has not ran across Ryan or Joe before, please go click on it, check them out. But do either of you have anything? I'm always bad about asking this, but do either of you have anything coming up you want to shout out or anything? Or
no?
All right. That's all right.
I've honestly, I haven't given up on YouTube, but my last couple of videos, actually, since I got back into making videos, they're not doing the views that they used to, and engagement's low. And I mean, I know my content's not like top tier, but it's not like it used to be. So I'm like gotten discouraged. Plus, I just really haven't had time. It's starting to warm up finally. Kids are wanting to go do stuff, so it's been hard.
I'll say I completely can relate with you on everything you just said too. I completely understand. But I've heard across the board, talking to some people that have like way more views than me and way more, like it seems like a common theme of like views are way down.
They've done. I've watched a couple of videos on it, and I guess early last year, they changed something on the back end, even though they swear they didn't.
Yeah.
And it's messed with people across the board, period.
Yeah. Algorithms changed.
Yeah. And even big channels have made videos about it and like showing like their monthly graphs. They're going, okay, almost everybody we're seeing, I think it was last March or May, I don't remember, like everybody's charts going, and like everybody in that month is boom down. So
They're like,
they've
how does that
changed
happen?
something.
Yeah.
It's something on YouTube's, and of course they're not going to admit to anything. So
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just, yeah, but I can understand it's disappointing when you don't see what you usually see, but yeah, I hope you keep going with it. As long as it's
never
fun
get
for you.
discouraged, guys. YouTube is a complicated platform, and never give up on your dreams and your YouTube goals. I have no YouTube goals. I literally got into this to be on DK's 4K D-Ray's battles back in the day, and this is just a side project. I'm not looking to be anybody on here.
No, like I did YouTube for 8 years. Every Saturday morning, 7 o'clock, never missed a video. And then sometimes I did 2, sometimes I did 3 videos a week. But like I said, I never cared about the views or anything. The only thing the only reason I ever started YouTube was to make like-minded friends that like the same stuff I did.
Yeah.
But when the engagements kind of died on the YouTube videos, and there was less people to talk about music, movies and stuff, or stuff I picked up, it wasn't worth it. And I started making friends out of YouTube, like on Instagram and you guys, and started talking to other people that it's just like I didn't need those comments anymore on YouTube because I already had that talking on Instagram with you guys and everybody else. And like I said, it just kind of died. So I just gave up on YouTube altogether. I haven't made a video in a year now.
Say that one's for you, Movie Hunter. Said miss the what didn't make the shelf series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always fun. You and Marie.
Yeah.
But everybody, thanks for jumping in here and following along tonight. We had a great crowd, especially we went for quite a while there. And have a great evening, everyone. We got that one. Nikki was saying, great conversation, fellas. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. You too.
You as well.
Ya. So, yeah, I think we're going to call that an evening. So if you two don't mind hanging out for just a second after this, but everybody, love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Hang out and listen to us talk for that long. I appreciate it very, very
Remember
much.
the good old days
Remember?
back when music was good?
When it was good. Angels, go get some Dave's hot chicken. Yeah, it's too far away from me. I can't get any tonight, but I'll have to get some again sometime there, Angel. But yeah, we'll call it evening. Thank you everybody for hanging out, and we'll talk to you all real soon. So later.